It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Love going up on a Tuesday. How are y'all doing? We are about to go into day 2 of the Melly case. There's a lot going on. There's some excitement. I did not expect this on the Donna Adelson trial. We got a lot of new viewers on that one. So we will be coming back doing some more of that as well. Quick channel announcement for those that were waiting on shirts for the Karen Reed trial. I knocked out like almost 100 yesterday. So if you have one last month, it is likely that it's in your inbox right now. I only have 60 left, so I will knock those out after the stream. And then we should be all caught up and ready to go. Hope you guys are having a great start to your day and enjoying the summer. Without further delay, we're going to do this Melly thing. Jump on into it. It took them a while to get started on this particular day of day 2, but we will catch up with them right around here. There's Melly in the courtroom. He is very chummy with this attorney, Liberty, Lady Liberty. Wow, it took them almost a day to get started, or almost an hour to get started here. Audio booster. Captions. We're ready to go. Good morning to Miss Bucky. Tyree's in here. Thank you, PD. Chi-Town. Elena. Stars in the building. Caesar's here. Sire's here. Mila. Debbie. Jess. When your lawyer's also your homie, Keyshawn Facts. Jensky's here as well. All right, it took them a long time to get started, so I'm skipping ahead. We left off on Friday with, I believe, witness number 4 on the stand. This is a CSI woman. I think we have about 4 witnesses today, so we're going to pick it up with her. She takes the stand right about here. I would hate for this to be live and we had to wait for an hour for them to get started. All right, here comes the jury.
Jury entering. Thank you. Please be seated. Let the record reflect the presence of our jury as well as the defendant, Mr. Dennis, defense counsel, his assistant attorneys, and one of our witnesses, jury. Now, I just want to remind you, you remain under oath. All right. So, gentlemen, I trust you all had a good night. We're going to start now with the cross-examination by Mr. Adelstein. If you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
I just have a few questions.
Oh, I forgot.
Something about casings.
We're on cross, guys, so this actually might pick up. So this is cross-examination. Melly's attorneys with Miss Curry here, the CSI woman. Let's go.
That you found, I think your exact word was spent casings.
Correct.
What does that mean?
So it's the exterior metal jacket that falls off what shoots off after the projectile starts to move fire.
That is, if you have a bullet, the back end of the bullet, correct?
Correct.
And the reason you tested it for DNA was because there are times where you can get the DNA of a person who puts the bullet into the gun, correct?
That's correct.
And nobody has the same DNA.
That's correct.
You don't know any of the results, but that's why you tested for DNA in the cases, correct?
That is correct.
Now, you also indicated that you went to an apartment. I think it was located at 5700 Toscana Place, apartment 307.
Correct.
You knew before you went in, did you not, that that apartment was rented to Jameson Francois?
I would have to refer to my report. I don't recall.
Okay. You mentioned, and I'm going to get to it in a second. You mentioned that you went there pursuant to Detective Moretti's request, I believe, correct?
That is correct.
And that he had a warrant to search that residence.
That is correct.
May I approach, show this witness a document?
What is it marked? Is it marked or is it
It's not marked.
statement? Go ahead.
Let me show you, may I approach you? May I show you a document and see if this refreshes your recollection now?
Yes.
1, 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Does that refresh your recollection as to whose apartment that was?
Yes, sir.
Whose apartment was it?
Francois,
Jameson Francois.
Jameson Francois.
And you met a young lady by the name of Adria Scott, I believe.
Yes.
That turned out to be his wife, correct?
I'm not 100% sure about the relationship between you.
And you mentioned in Mr. Francois' apartment, there was a letter that was addressed to this young man, correct?
That's correct.
And that letter was addressed to this young man at a different address, correct?
I do not recall.
May I approach a witness to see if that refreshes the recollection?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, it does.
The letter you found in Mr. Francois' apartment was addressed to this young man at a completely different address, correct?
That's correct.
You also found in Mr. Francois' apartment a storage key, right?
Yes,
And some ammunition, correct?
correct.
40 caliber ammunition.
Correct.
As a result of finding this key to the storage unit, you eventually went to that storage unit to search, correct?
Correct.
And that storage unit was owned or rented to Francois and Jameson Francois and his wife, Scott, correct?
That's correct.
In that storage room owned by Mr. Francois and his wife, you found, did you not, 3 holsters?
That is correct.
You found some gun locks in there?
That's correct.
Did you find any guns in the storage unit that was owned by Mr. Francois?
No.
Do you know if anyone questioned Mr. Francois where the guns were?
I wouldn't know that.
That's not your job.
Correct.
May I have 1 moment, John?
Yes, sir.
And did I hear you correctly that you are in the Navy?
I work for the Naval Criminal Investigative Service.
Are you part of the military?
No, I'm not.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Council, thank you. Is there anything further? Are we ready?
Investigator Curry, you mentioned you found some holsters. With regards to the holster, is
Redirect.
a back strap included?
Yes, there was.
What type of back strap was it?
I would need to refresh on that.
We're looking at your property receipt of the recovered items, what refresh your memory?
Yes.
Yeah, who is Mr. Trans?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Looking at the property receipt, let's do again, what type of back straps were found?
Rock.
Nothing further?
You're done.
Excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right.
You step down, ma'am, you're excused.
Ms. Curry's
That's
all
my court,
set.
next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Deputy Raymond Maycock.
On the witness side. This lady does low-key look like Fanny. She does. All right, Raymond, let's go.
Good morning, you are.
Deputy Raymond Maycock.
Well, these are our witness stand. When you get there, what I'd like to do is just remain standing for a bit. Raise your right hand and be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your full legal name for the record.
Raymond Maycock Jr.
Please spell your first and last name for the record.
First name R-A-M-O-N-D. Last name M-A-Y-C-O-C-K.
Thank you, sir.
Please have a seat.
Thank
That microphone, adjust up or down, not back and forth.
Yes, sir.
Ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you introduce yourself to the jury with your name and where you're currently employed?
Good morning. My name is Raymond Maycock. I'm currently employed at the Broward Sheriff's Office in the Central and State Division.
And what's your title?
I'm a deputy, detention deputy. I'm sorry.
And how long have you been employed by BSO?
I've been employed for 6 years now.
As a detention deputy?
Yes, ma'am.
And where exactly do you work as a detention deputy?
I work in the booking area.
Okay, at the jail,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
And what are your duties and responsibilities?
I'm responsible for processing inmates that come in and jail.
Okay, and does that processing include fingerprinting defendants that come in and out of the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, so he's a very young CO.
and what is that? I'm gonna turn your attention to February 13, 2019. What does that entail when an individual comes in?
When an individual comes in, I fingerprint them, take a shot and process all their arrested.
Okay, and during the course of your normal duties as a detention deputy, did you come into contact with defendant Jamel Demons back on February 13th of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you come into contact with him?
In the processing area.
And what was your role in processing the defendant?
I fingerprint.
And similar to your general duties, you would have processed him, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Showing the witness what was previously shown to defense counsel, the state's view for identification.
Okay, so apparently this is a CO who fingerprinted and processed Melly.
That we can take a look at that. It's a 2-page document, and when you're done, you can look up. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you recognize it?
It has my CCN on it.
And what is your CCN?
It's a work ID.
Is that unique to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this in the same or substantially the same condition as when you last took it back on February 13th of 2019?
No, ma'am.
What's the difference?
I took the fingerprints on an electronic monitor.
And does BSO then store that electronic document in their BSO system?
Yes, ma'am.
Other than that, any change?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state moves into evidence what was pre-marked the state's view as state's next covered exhibit.
The objection
No objection.
will be admitted.
States you will be marked states 20%.
Deputy, do you have any further involvement with the defendant, Mr. Demons?
No, ma'am.
Do you see the defendant, Jamel Demons, in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you point him out by an article of clothing and his location in the courtroom?
He's sitting to my right hand side, has on a sweater and a suit jacket.
Is that the individual that you fingerprinted back on February 13th of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Is there any cross-examination?
What?
Just briefly.
Why did y'all bring this man in? Let him go back to work. He's got inmates to watch. It looks like it froze for a bit. This is not me, y'all. Loud ass mute button. I believe cross is beginning. But hang on. They decide, well, it froze here. It looks like there's not going to be cross.
Thank you.
All right, done.
the state called Inger Allen.
I don't know why they brought him in. Anger. It's okay. So now we got the next witness. This is going to be witness number 6. That last witness, I mean, what was that for? I fingerprinted him. Okay. That's it. You just fingerprinted him. All right. Let's skip ahead here. They had some technical difficulties, it looks like. Are we surprised with law and crime? Always happens.
Back of an accounting.
Oh, next witness is on the stand
I
already.
have a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I received 1 year of training to become an analyst, and we did a 40-hour course with the FBI, and we do continuous training yearly to keep up to date with what's going on in forensic science unit.
Excuse me, hey, Pedro, can you come sidebar?
Sure.
Oh my God. That mute button is so loud. All right. Very long sidebar. They left Melly all alone.
Yes, Your Honor. I think I left off and we were discussing your forensic training, right? And you do forensic proficiency testing,
Yes,
and how often is that done?
yearly,
And how many times in your work week do you say that you perform comparisons?
every day,
And how often in your career have you performed comparisons?
1,000.
And have you previously testified in court,
Yes,
specifically here in the state of Florida?
yes,
How many times?
86.
And in this particular case, did you receive a comparison request from the state attorney's office?
Yes, I did.
May I approach, Your Honor? I'm showing the witness was previously been shown to counsel as states double B for identification. Do you recognize page 1?
Yes, I do,
And how is it that you recognize that document?
because I see my markings on there.
Okay, and those markings were made during the course of your comparison in this case.
Yes, they were.
Any alterations or deletions to that document?
No.
I'm also approaching with what's in evidence in states 27. Do you recognize states 27?
Yes, I do,
And how is it that you also recognize states 27?
because I see my markings.
Is states 27 and what's currently now marked as for identification purposes, is states double B what you received for comparison in this case?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move this evidence which been pre-marked as states BB as the next numbered exhibit.
Same objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. Objection, notes overruled.
States BB will be marked states 28.
Just gonna retrieve this. Now, can you walk us through your comparison steps? What is that process like?
we follow our processes, ACE-B, which stands for analysis, comparison, evaluation, and verification.
Okay, let's talk about the analysis phase. What does that entail?
That is when we look at the evidence and we determine whether it is quality enough for us to make a comparison.
Okay, and Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm going to provide these to you in case you need them for reference. States 27 and 28. So in your analysis step, what's the first thing that you're doing when you have states 26 and 27?
I am looking at the quality of the prints that we're seeing.
And are you using any tools to assist you in this process?
Yes, we use a 4-power magnifying glass.
And in this particular case, when you completed your analysis stage, was it sufficient for you to move on to the next phase?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and the next phase you identified as the comparison phase.
Yes,
What does that phase entail?
that's when we look for details and minutia.
Okay, and what specifically, which exhibit are you looking for the minutia and detail in?
The evidence,
So in front of you, if you can identify for the record state's number on the back,
DB,
which is now in evidence, it states 27. It's
28.
28, my apologies, 28. So you're looking for minutia and detail. Why is that important?
because that's how I am able to determine whether it's quality enough for me to make an actual comparison.
And was states 28 of quality value for you to compare and make a comparison in this case?
Yes, it was.
And we move on to the next stage of this point, the evaluation phase.
The evaluation is where, once I make a comparison and I determine that it is enough or not enough detail for me to make a conclusion, and that is when I do say yes, that is either source identification or non-ident or if it's inconclusive, well, I can't make a determination.
Okay, so there are a few options in every case, right? So you have source identification, you can exclude it, or it's inconclusive.
Correct.
Now, at this particular stage of comparison phase, what did you determine in this case?
That it was source identification,
Okay, and what was that based on?
that these two set of fingerprints were from the same source.
So states number 27, is that correct? And states number 28 are from the same source,
Yes,
meaning that the fingerprints that you compared are of the same source.
yes.
And what about the V stage, the verification stage?
Verification stage is where I give my paperwork to another analyst for them to do the technical verification of the work that I did.
Okay, and after, and before your verification step, you indicated earlier that there's some markings on the document. Are those markings, when are those markings made?
When?
Yes.
When I do my report.
So throughout the evaluation stage, before the verification stage, you're making those markings.
Correct.
And so when you're completed with the verification stage, do you formalize your opinion or your determination in writing?
Yes,
And that's placed on a report?
yes.
Your Honor, moment to confirm. Your Honor, can I retrieve the evidence from the witness?
Yes.
And at this time, the state's requesting to publish states 27 and 28.
You may.
Publishing states 27.
Excuse me, Garrett.
Oh, we got the old school projectors going on again. You see a finger on the side of the screen.
And you should be able to see it in front of your screen, but states 27, you indicated the markings. Are those at the top left right here that I'm pointing to?
Yes,
Those markings that you've made?
yes.
Now publishing states 28. And the markings that you referred to in states 28, are those here that I'm pointing to on the bottom right?
Yes,
And you indicated that the source of the identification on states 28 and on states 27 were the same source.
yes.
Nothing further.
Councilor St. Cross nomination. This witness excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. You're excused. Councilman Corey, next witness.
My God. We're almost 2 hours in of that day. The day's almost over. And this is all they had. So they brought the last guy who was a CEO, was just like, yep, I processed the fingerprints. Next, you have this lady that was like, yep, the fingerprints are correct. They belong to Melly. Like, what?
This time we're publishing the additional.
That's it?
State 7, and we're doing that. Doing the evidence.
Actually, there's some of evidence as well. Your Honor, pursuant to public records, I'm moving to evidence that was pre-marked as state CC and the next state's number two. I've
Sure,
previously
counsel.
shown it to council.
So quick announcement, because I see someone asking, all of the emails are almost out for the shirts. I have 60 left. So if you won on the 17th, I'm processing all of those today. So if you don't have it yet, that's what's happening. Everyone else has their link. They have all been sent out. So quick channel announcement. I mentioned that at the beginning. If you won prior to 6/17, June 17th, you should have a link. So email our team and we can fix it if that's what the case is. But we have taken care of all of the winners except for the people on 6/17. Those are the remaining 60. That's what we have left.
Is there any objection?
Are the fingerprints coming in?
Sorry, Your Honor, 1 second. This is relevance, Your Honor. Objection relevance.
Can I see it, please?
Yes, right?
So it looks like they are trying to bring a piece of evidence in. Melly's attorneys just reviewed that piece of evidence. They don't like it. And they said objection relevant. So the judge is trying to determine what the final call is going to be right then and there. We are not used to this. We're not used to seeing this coming from a Karen retrial. So it's great that this judge rules on the spot. Oh, the mute button is so loud. Okay, here it is. This is what they were just going through. Those are 3 pictures of Melly. Many pictures of Melly. Damn, how many times did this kid go to jail? Signature of Melly. Fix the projector for us. White balance, contrast, saturation. Okay. Department of Motor Vehicles. All right. What is this showing us? Proof of residence. I mean, I would object to this too. What is the relevance? Is that a Home Depot piece of mail? What does that say? Jamie King, Victoria's Secret, Jamie King. Sanction clearance documents for Melly. Unpaid financial obligations for Melly. He was born in 1999. Okay, sanctions clearance documents. Failed to pay a financial obligation. Okay. Melly not paying his bills. Okay, it says that he has paid it and his driver's license was reinstated. All right, okay, this makes more sense. Right? Application for driver's license. Look at the young thing. How young he is. This is his learner's permit. Oh, wow. I don't know why we're okay. House is at address, voter application status, like time. CDL. Okay, turn the page down. We have here fees. $25 license fee. Why are we looking at this? Florida, is this how we run cases? Application for his driver's license. All right. Okay. I would be so mad if I was on the jury. Like, why are they showing this stuff? Learner's permit again. He was 19 at the time. Another one from March 1st, 2015. Okay, physical, mental qualification. Cleared of 2 sanctions. All right, here's another one. This is the prior month, February 9th. So was his license suspended or something? Yeah, I agree with you guys. They're showing a lot of personal information. This video probably gonna be demonetized. Law and crime doxing people. Oh, wonderful. More address. Great. Okay, so his driver's license again, this is 2017. He paid $60 apparently. Same thing. March 20th, 2017. This is his learner's permit too. Can you guys believe this? I don't think I've seen this in another case. And not for nothing, I don't like this manicure. I don't know why she has the gold on the top, the gold tips. Gold, what's the gold? Why are you doing that? Look at Melly, he looks 5. He looks 5 years old in this one. Wow. Okay. Okay, there's another picture of Melly looking young, the young YN. Oh my God. I don't understand this. Couldn't you just scan all of this in a PDF instead of showing the world?
That completes the publishing of State Exhibit 20.
Yeah, Senate State resumes publishing of State 7.
Wow. Remarkable. Oh, we got video. What's this? The police? Empty driveway. That's it?
Channel 1, October 26, 2018, time on video 0208. Channel 1, October 26, 2018, time on video 211.
There's a person. There's a person. 211. I would be so mad if I was on this jury.
Channel 1, 10/26, 2018, 217, 43.
Okay. All right. There's more people. All right. The boys are coming out. All right. This makes sense. Okay. Lots of young men. And shout out to Keyshawn. I think he's right. This might be the footage of them leaving the studio. I mean, it looked like it's at somebody's house.
Channel 3, 10/26, 2018, 2:11.
Okay.
Channel 3, 10/26, 18, 2:17, 34.
All right. So this is probably establishing when they are all leaving the studio. No, that's definitely an IKEA table. I probably owned one of those at some point in my life. Y'all know, you know what we're talking about? That's an IKEA coffee table. Whoa, there. What is it called? There's a name for it. We can't pronounce them.
Channel 3, 10/26, 18, 2:19, 35.
Yes, two of the people we see going back and forth, two of them are the victims.
Ten 2018, 2:20:07.
Somebody forget the keys? Y'all keep going in and out. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, YT Johnson, that's the $40 table. That's the one that's $40.
10/26, 2018, 2:21:28.
I think that guy's looking for keys. I don't know. Maybe they're just checking because the studio's a rental.
10/26, 2018, 02/28, 38.
Okay, he's shutting everything down. All right. All right. It was probably under his name. Okay.
Ten 2018, 2:11:10, channel
Outside
4.
view. Okay. What I believe this is from that first piece of footage the police officer had turned. That started at 2:10 a.m., right? We just saw the inside view, and now we are on the outside view. We did see this footage on Friday on day one for anybody that's just joining me learning about this case. So let's see what happens here. I didn't realize it was a third car. It was 3. So Honda
Channel 4,
Man leaves.
10/26, 2018, 217:43.
Honda Man leaves. We got the 2 cars left. That last kid went and shut everything down at 2:28. The gray car is the one that got shot at. We just saw 2 people go in. Little Red Penny, I'm trying to do it for us. I don't know. Okay, so red car seems to be taking a while to leave. People in the gray car are getting ready to leave. I believe that's Melly getting in the car right now. He's supposed to be in the back passenger seat behind the driver. All right. This is 219. Looks like they're saying goodbye. But this kid goes back in to shut everything down, like turn off the lights. Oh, okay. Gray car leaves at 219. Red car leaves at 219. This is good. All right. So the kid that stayed to shut everything down was not a part of everything.
Channel 4, 10/26, 2018, 02, 21:37.
Now I'm invested. I want to piece this timeline together.
Channel 4, 10/26, 2018, 02, 28:54.
Okay, that's the person who I believe rented the studio, shut everything down. We just saw him leaving. So that lines up. Now do me a favor, hit the like button. Okay, he had the other Honda. All right, he's gone. 229. Everybody leaves the studio.
Channel 6, 10/26, 18, 02, 10:56.
Maybe this might be inside of this, like a different room in the studio. We didn't see him. It's like football painting, a mural. This is at 211, so I think this is a different view.
Channel 6, 10/26, 18, 02, 11:28. Channel 6, 10/26, 2018, 02, 17:33.
That's when they leave the booth, y'all. That seems to be inside of a different room. So if they left at 216 and the car leaves at 219, that they didn't stay long. They left within a span of 3 minutes. 219 is when their car took off. Gray car.
Channel 6, 1026, 2018, 02, 19, 37.
That's 220. So that's the kid that rented it. I thought he was looking for the remote or car keys. He's just making sure that it's cleaned up and stuff before they leave. I don't know why they showed this to the jury. That's not a good idea. I mean, maybe if you want to establish that he had nothing to do with it, but wasted time, I think.
Channel 6, 1026, 2018, 02, 21, 28.
Tired. Everybody just walking around. But at this point, everybody left. So this kid is there by himself. So it's two, if you look at the top, 222, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11. You're just showing him cleaning up and shutting everything down. They shouldn't have put this in front of the jury.
Channel 6, 1026, 2018, 02, 22, 42.
He's on the phone now. Like, you don't need to see all this. I'm gonna let it run for 5 more minutes. This is what happens in courtrooms, you guys.
Channel 6, 1026, 2018, 02, 24, 29.
He's checking out the closet. Well, maybe that's why they're showing it, sire, that this kid was on the phone. I wonder, chat, if this is the co-defendant. Was he planning something?
Channel 6, 1026, 2018, 02, 25, 34.
Broom. There's a Swiffer. There's a Swiffer right there, there's a broom. They got this man cleaning. He's picking up the Swiffer? No. Okay, there's a dustpan. You can't make this up. What is this case? The co-defendant was the driver, you're right. So I don't know then why we're watching this guy cleaning. Ron, I don't know. If the co-defendant was the driver of the gray car, why are we watching this kid cleaning for like 10 minutes? Oh, I'd be so mad if I was up. This is what would be running through my
Channel
mind.
6, 1026, 2018, 02, 27, 09.
He's cleaning on the phone. Run. Go, chat. He's still the weed.
Channel 6, 1026, 2018, 02, 28, 38.
This is why the defense team objected before. You guys remember before the loud mute button? They objected to relevance. There was a fight over what was coming in. It was probably the
Channel 7, 10, 26, 18, 02, 11, 03.
another one. This is
Channel 7, 10,
7.
26, 18, 02, 11, 10.
It's a different view.
Channel 7, 10, 26, 18, 02, 17, 36.
So this is tighter. She's now showing when each individual left. Okay, 218. All cars pull out at 219. Not all, but the main cars. Somebody forgot something. Don't get your wallet. There we go. All right. Everybody leaving. I'm telling you guys, as we get closer to trial, this footage is gold. It really is. Yeah, I mean, PD, they had 6 years to show YNs going in and out of a building in 7 different rooms. Not narrating a single thing, leaving it to me, AV, to decipher what was going on. What do you think this
Channel 7,
jury?
10, 26, 18, 02, 20,
What was
11.
this jury thinking? What was this jury thinking? Watching this. They sat there that day for 7 hours. This was bad. Oh my gosh. Where is the guilt?
Channel 7, 10, 26, 18, 02, 21, 32.
Young man in his slides, forgetting that he forgot to clean. Went to go sweep up the weed. Everybody left at this point. It's just really him going room to room on the phone. What evidentiary value does this bring to this case? I can only imagine what the jury's thinking.
Channel 7, 10, 26, 18, 02, 28, 48.
All right, that's when he leaves. Just shut the door. He didn't even lock it. Boom. Is there more? Please don't tell me there's more. Don't tell me you did this. You didn't do this. You didn't show the jury more. Did you show the jury more? Okay, good.
7. Very fast for 5 minutes to check on that witness outside, make sure they're ready to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short recess. Do not discuss the case. Don't form any opinion about the case. No audience. Discuss the case.
my word.
Research. Thank you.
Well, chat, we are off to a rough start. This is only day 2 of their trial. It was just messing around, showing us people going in and out of, I mean, I don't know. All right, it looks like they had a sidebar. I'm gonna skip us ahead because we have an abundance of TiVo time with a rewatch. Looks like they pick it up right here with our next witness. Let's go from
You shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Please state your full legal name for the record.
Chris Brown,
Please spell the first and last name.
KRISTOPHER,
Thank you. Please have a seat. Part of that microphone in front of you will just up or down, not back and forth.
Sorry to repeat that.
It'll go up or down, but not back and forth. Right?
Sir.
Councilman?
Thank you. Good morning. How are you today?
Good yourself.
Could you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and say where you work?
I'm a crime scene investigator for the City of Fort Lauderdale Police Department.
And so Investigator Carter, how long have you been with the city of Fort Lauderdale as a crime scene investigator?
I am coming up on 4 years as an investigator with the City of Fort Lauderdale.
Prior to working for the city of Fort Lauderdale, where did you work?
I worked for the Vermont Police Department.
What did you do for the Miramar Police Department?
I was a crime scene technician for about 3 years
What were your jobs responsibilities as a crime scene technician for the city of Miramar?
to respond to crime scenes and observe, document, collect, and preserve evidence.
When the 3 years you were there, can you give us a rough time frame?
I started about August of 2016 and transferred to Fort Lauderdale July of 2019.
What types of training and education did you have to work in crime scene?
I got my associate's degree at the Broward College in crime scene and also have over 100 hours in training related to forensics and crime scene investigation.
Are you required to do continual training on a yearly basis?
When able to do the budgetary reasons, yes.
With regards to the training that you've completed with the Miramar Police Department before you started engaging in cases, can you describe a little bit about that?
The training that I went through, like I said, was the associate's degree in the program through Broward College. And within that, you are taught how to respond to crime scenes, how to observe crime scenes, how to observe evidence on crime scenes, and how to properly document and preserve those pieces of evidence and collect.
Are you trained specifically in areas such as photography?
Yes,
What types of training and experience do you have in photography and documenting crime scene?
during the associate's degree, I went through a particular class that was geared towards forensic photography, and that was aside from the main
I can see the chat going in already. This gives me Napoleon Dynamite vibes.
forensics degree program.
For forensic photography, what type of equipment do you use?
You use a digital camera, a external light source typically to better illuminate the pieces of evidence. If that would be a flash, and that's about it.
I want to go to October 26th of 2018. Did you have an occasion to be involved in a Miramar police case investigation under case number 18-10-06269?
Yes, it is.
At that point, where were you employed?
At the City of Miramar this month.
What was your role in that case at first?
I was requested to respond to the Broward County Medical Examiner's Office to observe the autopsies that were executed there, and also to process one of the decedents, and then later on to process the vehicle that was involved in the crime scene.
So at the medical examiner's office, can you describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where that's located?
It is located in Dayton. I do not have an exact address, but
Is it within the city of Miramar?
no, it's not.
So after you left the medical examiner's office, did you return to the city of Miramar?
Correct.
You indicated you helped in processing a vehicle.
Correct.
Did you take photographs while you were processing that vehicle?
Yes, I did.
Approximately how many photographs did you take?
I believe it was around 422.
Prior to coming into court today, did you have a chance to review a much smaller selection of those 422 photographs?
Yes, I did.
Are these showing you what's been marked as states D for identification? It's a composite of photographs. Did you have an opportunity to look through these before you came into court today?
Yes, I did.
Do they fairly and accurately represent the photographs you took on October 26th of 2018?
They do.
Here at this time, the student requesting of states D and as states 30 and published to the jury.
Is there any objection?
No.
So they'll be admitted as composite, is that correct?
That's correct, Your
How
Honor.
many photographs?
I have to double check on that. I believe it is 65.
States DD and DD, Maycock states 30.
I'm sorry, what number?
30, thank you.
Investigator Clark, you can touch the screen as well to indicate areas of interest. 65 photos now. Starting with photo number 1, what is this?
This is a photo identifier that we take prior to the crime scene to properly show the date the photographs were taken, the case number related to it, and the type of case and the location where the photographs were taken.
What location is 2811 Southwest 186th Avenue?
That is the Miramar Police Department substation.
Okay. The next photo, what are we looking at here?
This is a piece of evidence tape that was used to seal the garage that the vehicle was kept in.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is the evidence tape seal for?
The evidence tape sealed this location, is going to be sealed to show that nobody has entered the premises from the time of when the investigator sealed the premises to when now I'm responding to photograph the seal.
Was this seal here at the bottom of the large doors still intact when you responded?
Yes, it was.
Moving on to the interior door. What are we looking at in this photograph?
Again, you were looking at a seal of evidence tape that was placed by the investigator prior to their leaving, and then when I arrived, I photographed the seal to show that it was still sealed on my leg.
Moving on to the next photograph. What are we looking at here?
This is Detective Clark already using the search warrant for the vehicle.
The vehicle in question, what is it?
It was a Jeep Compass.
Is that the same that's indicated on that photo in the red lettered writing?
Yes.
Moving on to the next photo. What are we looking at in here? I'm going to zoom in here to the hood area.
That is another piece of evidence tape used to seal the vehicle in the same way that we sealed the premises prior to a search warrant.
Oh my
The vehicle,
God.
all of its entries are sealed prior to the search warrant being executed.
So for example, now looking at the screen down here at the bottom of the passenger side doors, that red item, is that the same evidence tape we've been looking at?
Yes, it is.
Look at all the bullet holes.
Moving on to the next photo. What are we looking at in this image?
This is showing the front passenger side portion of the vehicle.
Moving on to the next photo.
This is showing the exterior of the front passenger side and rear passenger side doors.
Have you begun executing and searching the search warrant at this point?
No, I have not.
So what is the purpose of all these exterior outside photos?
All these are to document the vehicle in which I found it when I responded to the search warrant, and all photos are taken prior to the execution of the search warrant.
So again, going to the,
So the victims were on the right side of the vehicle. They were in the passenger front seat and the passenger back seat. I mean, if you look at this car and how many bullet holes there are, I mean, wow.
rear door seal, was that one still intact?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And the rear trunk seal, was that one still intact?
Yes, it was.
The initials MK that are on that, do you know who those belong to?
Yes, that is Michael Kelly,
And-
which was my supervisor at the time.
You read my mind as to my next question. On the back of this vehicle photo, what is the tag number of the Florida tag that is assigned?
India Echo Kilo Delta 22.
For those of us not in law enforcement, can you please translate?
IK D22.
The India Echo Kilo Delta that you just used, what is that commonly referred to? The alphabet.
Fanatical.
Going on, what are we looking at on this image?
This is showing the driver's side exterior of the vehicle.
And going to the seals on this particular item.
Sorry, read that?
The seals right here on this particular area or item of the door, was it intact?
Yes, it was.
Moving on to the front door seal at the bottom between the front driver's door and the rear driver's door. Was this seal also intact?
Yes, it was.
As to the state of the windows of the car, had they been manipulated in any way while you were taking these pictures?
No, they were not.
I don't know about this case, guys. They're trying to say that Melly did this shooting from the, I don't know, from the back seat or something and staged it to look like a drive-by. It's already a hard sell for me, and we're on day 2.
Moving on to the final picture of the evidence tape here on the driver's side door by the A column near the hood. Was this evidence seal still intact?
Yes, it was.
What was the VIN or vehicle identification number of this vehicle?
It's 3C4NJDD B2 JT 198929.
The first photo that we're looking at here, we're now inside the vehicle. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you're documenting in this photo.
From here, I took photos of the exterior of the vehicle. Then the doors of the vehicle were opened up. And as is, without anything being moved or disturbed, photographs of the interior of the vehicle were collected.
So you say without being anything moved or disturbed. What do you do to make sure that you're not contaminating any of the evidence?
I wear gloves prior to each time touching the vehicle. And that goes with touching my equipment, going back to the vehicle, and vice versa.
The front passenger side view that we're looking at right here. Later on are the items collected,
Yes, they are.
and we'll get to that in a little bit. What area of the car are we looking at here in this next photo? My apologies.
That is the area between the front passenger seat and the door jamb for the front passenger door.
The next photo, what are we looking at here?
That is the front passenger side floorboard.
Moving on here, the seats, did you manipulate them in any way before taking this photograph?
No,
Moving on into the next photograph, what are we looking at there?
those are gold caps for teeth.
And so it's clear that that's a close-up photo
Oh my God.
from this rear passenger door. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, that's correct.
When we're looking out this rear passenger door, what are you documenting in this particular area?
I'm documenting the interior of the rear passenger door and the door jamb for the rear passenger door, as well as the seat and the floorboard of the rear passenger.
Moving on to the next image, what are we looking at in this photo?
That is a spent projectile.
So I'm going to go back a photo. Is that the same projectile that is down here?
Yes, it is.
Going forward again, what are we looking at in this image?
That is the rear passenger side floorboard and items that were found there.
Continuing to the next photo, what are you documenting in this image?
In this image, you can see the partial back of the front passenger side seat, the, again, floorboard of the rear passenger side floorboard, the rear passenger side seat, and a projectile hole that you can see being back onto the seat.
And so I'm going to zoom in on an area. Can you explain what you're talking about the projectile hole?
Yes.
And you can use this screen to touch if you're to draw attention to certain areas.
Well,
I
this
observed the defect in the seat. That is later on, gone into detail.
how did that only
Moving on
get
to the
there?
next image here. What are we looking at?
This is the rear passenger side seat, as well as the rear center console, and cup holders, and partial of the rear driver's side seat.
This area in the center with the two Sprite cans, is that how you found it in the down position?
Yes, it is.
In this image here, can you describe a little bit about what's the red and white plastic item on the bottom of the floorboard? What is that?
That is a plastic bag.
That's where Melly was sitting.
What are you documenting in this image?
This image shows the trunk which had been opened, and in the photograph you can see the car manual and a jacket.
Did you disturb any of the glass? Did any of the glass move when you were opening that trunk?
Not that I recall.
What are you, in this next image, I'm gonna go back one. Did you open the rear trunk to get better photographs inside?
Correct.
Is this the interior of the rear trunk lid?
Yes, it is.
Can you kind of describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to how the trunk lid is, how you're taking the picture so they can orient themselves in space?
In this photo, the orientation is staying at the back of the vehicle. The hatch trunk is opened up, and I'm looking upward at the interior of the trunk.
And so why did you take a picture of this white fuzzy stuff?
I observed a projectile defect.
Moving on to the next photo, what did you document here?
This is a yellow jacket that was found inside the trunk, and I observed red stains on.
Why would you document red stains?
These are presumptively would be blood.
Did you do any presumptive testing at this point?
Not at this point.
Moving on to this next image, what are we looking at here?
This is the rear driver's side seat. From vantage point of the driver's side door. It shows the driver's side seat, the driver's side floorboard, as well as some of the cup holders and rear passenger side seat.
Next image, what are we looking at here?
This is also another photo of the rear driver's side and cup holder.
Next image, what are you focusing on in this particular image?
This photo shows the rear driver's side floorboard, which has a Gatorade bottle, a cap, and a white plastic bag.
Moving on to the next image, what are you showing here?
In this image, this shows the interior of the front driver's side door and somewhat of the interior of the front driver's side seat and floorboard.
Moving on to the next image here, what are you looking at?
This image shows the steering wheel partial of the front driver's side seat, the center console, and the side of the front passenger side seat.
On the next image now, we have a little bit different. Why do you put these yellow numbers?
These numbers, at the time I call photo markers, not my agency.
I don't know, chat. Did he do that from inside of the car? We're gonna do a new poll. I need to know what y'all are thinking. Did Melly do this from inside of the car and stage a drive-by? I'm looking at the blood spatter patterns. I don't know.
Those placards, so I might refer to them also as placards, but these placards show and denote items of interest that will later be collected, and it's easier to recall back to a certain item and to show where that item is.
As you're documenting and collecting the evidence, do you use these photo markers in your reports and notes?
Yes, I do.
So to go back to the photo of 1, 2, 3, 5, where did you collect the items at photo marker number 1?
Yes, I did.
Do you maintain the liquids that are inside of them when you worked at the Miramar Police Department?
I do not recall.
As to photo marker number 3, did you collect the items of evidence that were there next to photo marker number 3?
Yes, I did.
Moving on to photo marker number 6, did you collect the gold teeth that were in that pocket there?
Yes, I did.
Item number 7, did you collect that item?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
That was the spec projectile.
For item that's at photo marker number 8, what was that and did you collect that?
I believe that is denoting the pair of shoes. Yes, I did.
Okay. And to go to a better picture for photo marker number 9, did you collect the item at photo marker number 9?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
That is a cell phone.
As to photo marker number 10, did you collect the 2 Sprite cans that were there?
Yes, I did.
Going on to the rear of the vehicle, photo markers 12, 13, and 14. Did you collect the various items listed in this photo?
Yes, I did.
Did you have help and assistance in processing this vehicle?
Yes, I did.
Who helped you?
Crime scene technician Tara Carroll.
Did you guys have a plan of attack as to how to process the vehicle?
We split up the vehicle into certain sections and each processes areas of the vehicle and collected the items that were in relation to those areas.
So it's clear to the ladies and the jury, what section were you assigned?
I was assigned to the driver's side of the vehicle.
In your report, how did you write down which side you were responsible for?
In the report, it shows that swabs were taken from the passenger side of the vehicle, which was incorrect in the report and was later shown as a correction in the primary receipts, as well as the original swab boxes that were collected on scene.
So let's stop for a second there and explain when you're collecting swabs, what are you doing?
I am using sterile distilled water and placing that onto a cotton swab and passing that over, rubbing that over an area in which I either believe there may be the presence of DNA, and that area is processed for the swab, then placed inside a sterile swab box And on that swap box, I notate where that item was, or what item was swapped with those swaps.
So let's go very minute, detail by detail. First thing you do is what? When you're getting swab area, swab area. You change your gloves. I want very precise.
Yes. I get my new pair of gloves out of the box and take the new sterile swab, open the swab packaging, and seal and sterile, and open up a new sealed container of sterile water, and that water is then placed in drop form on the top of the swab, and then the swab is then rubbed over the area in which I intend to process.
Do you ever dip the swab back into the sterile water and sort of double dip it, for lack of a better term? After you swab the area, what's the next step you take?
The swab box is opened, the swabs are put inside the swab box, then that swab box is closed, and then I notate on the swab box what items processed with the swabs.
Do you complete the property receipt at that same time?
I do not.
When do you complete your property receipt?
The property receipt is completed later on in the office, but the items then will be submitted to the evidence bureau.
When do you do your report?
The report is done following, usually when all work is done.
So in terms of the most accurate description of what is that swab is of, what would that be?
The note on the swab box.
So going back to the photos, and in terms of the process and the timing, when you're doing the swabs, is it before these photos, after these photos, just so the jury understands the way you process the car?
The way I process it is I remove all items that are deemed as evidence, and I remove those from the vehicle. And then prior to any other processing, whether that be latent prints, the car is processed for possible DNA, and then there to the prints.
And to be clear, did you do any of the latent prints in this case?
Yes, I did.
Moving on to the pictures with item markers or photo markers 10, 11, 16 here. Were those items 16, 11 collected?
Yes, they were.
Forgive me. In terms of the numbers and the item numbers, was there a time or a number that you collected 1 through 15, 1 through 20, the items, and Ms. Carroll collected the others?
Yes, there were.
And do you recall which specific photo markers and items you were responsible for collecting?
I've never referred to that report.
Would you look at your report and refresh your recollection as to that?
Yes, it would.
If I may approach that?
Yes.
I don't know, y'all.
Can you refresh your recollection?
Yes.
Okay, that being said, I'll ask again. Which items or photo markers were you responsible for collecting numerically?
Items 12 through 20 were.
Some of y'all are saying what I'm thinking, like, how come there weren't bullets on the other side of the car?
Items that I collected.
In terms of these photographs, they were all taken by you. Is that a correct statement?
Correct.
Moving on to item number 18 and 17. Did you collect those two?
Yes, I did.
19 and 20 as shown here. Did you collect those?
Yes, I did.
What are we looking at in this photo here?
This photo shows the trunk portion of the vehicle with the hatch covering the spare tire removed.
The processing here again at the, what location of the car on this photo or next one?
This is the front driver's side floor.
Okay, you have, and what photo marker is here?
19.
So what are we looking at here underneath the brake pedal?
That I believe is a spent projectile.
Is that then marked with photo marker number 24 that we're looking at in this photo?
Yes, it is.
And item number 23, the glasses case. You're documenting that? Sorry.
Correct.
On to photo marker number 25. Did you take these images here?
Yes, I did.
Photo marker 26. Did you take those?
Yes, I did.
Are these the items that were in the glove box?
Yes, they are.
In terms of this enterprise receipt that we're looking at here, Does that vehicle description listed on this enterprise receipt and VIN number match the Jeep Compass that you've been looking at?
No, they do not.
And the name of the individual who rented this vehicle, was that on this enterprise receipt? On the, and not the Jeep Compass, my apologies, I'll rephrase. The enterprise receipt, did it have a name of a renter on it?
Yes, it is.
And what was that?
Jameson Francois.
Oh. Wow, picnic.
I'm going to move on to the next photo here. What have you done to document the scene in this photo inside this Jeep?
In this photo, it shows trajectory rods that were placed inside of the projectile defects to show an approximate path of the projectile.
Excuse me, can we approach it? Sure.
Oh my God, that's a mute button.
I've never heard a louder mute button in my life. Like, oh. All right, we're gonna skip this sidebar because
These are called trajectory rods. Like I said,
Oh,
they are
Jesus.
used to show the approximate path of the projectile when it struck the surface.
well, hey now.
How many trajectory rods are in this photo that we're looking at?
Well, hey now, look at these trajectory rods, guys.
There are 7.
Going forward to the next photograph, what are we looking at here?
This is the opposite side of the rear passenger side seat, showing the trajectory rods coming through.
Same objection?
Yes, sir.
Overruled.
Again, showing what?
Showing the trajectory rods coming through the back of the rear passenger seat and through to the front of the rear passenger side seat.
And can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how you place them?
The trajectory rods are placed through one defect, pass through the object, and then through the other defect on the opposite side.
Going forward to this next photo, all the other items of evidence have been removed. So I want to go for time frame. How long after the initial processing are we talking where you're doing these trajectory rods?
I do not have time for that.
When we're looking at this photo here, what are we looking at?
This is the rear driver's side interior door and floorboard seat.
Looking here at this photo, what are you documenting and where is it in relation to that last photo?
I am documenting a projectile defect that was in the door jamb of the rear driver's side door.
And so I'm going to go back to the last photo. If you could circle a couple of times on the screen the area that you are photographing in the next photograph. Okay. And going to the opposite angle view of that.
Oh,
Can
and
you again circle the defect so it's clear?
that's the only bullet on the
And to
other
get
side.
this photo, how did you have to
That-
position the rear driver's side door?
The door had to be fully opened and the defect had to be photographed from looking from the inside of the vehicle out.
So going on to the next photograph here, you mentioned prior that there was a projectile on the seat that you recovered.
Correct.
Is this the process you had to undertake?
Yes, it was.
What did you do? Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I used a scalpel to remove the top layer of the leather, and it showed a projectile that was situated inside the funds.
Is this another view of that process?
Yes, it was.
Did you assign a photo marker to that item and collect it?
Yes, I did.
And what are we looking at this image?
This is an image of the projectile as it was removed from the phone to be fully photographed.
Okay. So those 65 photos that you took at the processing of the Jeep, is that, and we've gone through all of those. I'm going to move on now to the photos that you took of the items of evidence that you collected.
I don't know, y'all. Your votes are pretty split right now. You're literally 50-50 on if he did this or not.
That means the jury was split too. We didn't even make it to the end yet. I already know.
Investigator Carter, I'm now showing you it's been marked as states EE for identification purposes. Do you recognize those photos?
Yes, I do.
Did you have an opportunity to review them before you came into court today?
I do.
Do they fairly and accurately represent the processing that you did of the items collected from the Jeep?
Yes, I do.
Here at this time, the state requesting states EE in as states 31.
Any objection?
No objection, but with the same representation that the disc contains only those photos.
That is correct, Your Honor.
No problem.
They'll be admitted with that representation.
States EE, marked states 31.
And that is 21 photos. So starting here at item number 12, what are we looking at here?
This is the yellow jacket that's collected from the trunk of the vehicle.
What, in terms of the item number 12 that's on here as well, is that the same yellow jacket?
Yes, it was.
Is the number 12 consistent every time you're using or photographing something from photo marker number 12?
Correct.
The other item that we see on here, kind of the L-shaped gray and white. What is that?
That is a scale.
What's the purpose of having that in your photographs?
The scale shows the size of the item that you're looking to document. And the scale also has parameters on it that allow it to be fixed if not taken at the correct angle.
Understood. Moving on to the next photo, is this the opposite side of item number 12?
Yes.
What do you do in between items to ensure that there's no cross-contamination?
In between items, the paper on the floor where the item is placed is changed every single time. And my gloves are changed in between touching my camera and going back to the evidence.
When you say the paper that's down there, what is that? What specific type of paper do you use?
It's called a brown craft paper.
Is it ever reused during the course of the case?
No, it is not.
Moving on to the next photo, what are we looking at here?
That is a sock, a Jeep Compass user guide, and a box.
And what photo marker were these documented at the previous set of photos?
Photo marker 13.
Going on to this next photo, still at photo marker 13. What are you showing here?
I am showing the opposite side of both the sock and the Jeep Compass user manual and the interior of the box.
Moving on to item number 15. That is what?
That is a disposable lighter.
Did the Miramar Police Department policies and procedures allow you to maintain that item in evidence?
No.
Why not?
Because of the combustible nature of the liquid inside.
So the documentation of this evidence is just the photographs.
That is correct.
Moving on to item 16. What photo marker were these items documented under?
Photo marker 16.
And what are we looking at here?
This is a belt, a disposable lighter, a pair of scissors, and a blue container.
Inside the blue container, based on your training and experience, what did that substance appear to be?
I observed a green leafy substance inside of the container.
Did it have any odor associated with it?
I do not recall.
Moving on to the next item number, what are we looking at here?
This is a Gatorade bottle with red stains on it.
And what photo marker was it documented at?
Photo marker 17.
Moving on to the next photo marker, what are we looking at here?
This is a water bottle, I believe a black plastic cap, a Gatorade bottle, also with red stains on it, and a white plastic bag with red stains, and containing a green plastic cap and a spent bullet casing.
Moving on to the next photo. Where was this casing located when you took the item out of the car?
The casing was located in a white plastic bag that was found on the rear driver's side of the floorboard.
Was it visible until you removed the bag?
No, it's not.
Moving on to this next photo with the scale and the large number 18. What are we looking at here?
This is a closer-up photo of the spent cartridge casing that was collected from a white plastic bag.
And if you'd be so kind as to tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what is on the next photo that we're looking at and zoomed in on.
This is the head stamp of the spent cartridge casing that reads Laser 40 S&W.
And I'm not going to assume anyone is familiar with firearms or anything like that. So could you please give the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is a bullet cartridge or an unfired bullet?
A unfired bullet comprises of a projectile that is the front end of the cartridge casing, and the cartridge casing comprises of gunpowder, a primer, and when the primer is struck, the gunpowder there's an explosion that happens with the cartridge casing expelling the projectile.
In a revolver, what happens to the casing, the cartridge casing that we're looking at here?
The cartridge casing stays within the cylinder.
If it is a semi-automatic firearm or automatic firearm, what happens to the casing?
The spent cartridge casing is ejected through the injection port on the semi-automatic weapon.
So the projectile that we're looking at in some of the other photos, that would be contained with a casing to make a unfired bullet.
Sorry, repeat that.
So for some of the projectiles that you've seen in the other photos that you documented, like for example, at photo marker 7 and 24, on those would be part of an unfired bullet along with a casing.
Correct.
Moving on to the next item that
Not the
you
slides.
collected. What were these?
These are 2 white sandals and a
Oh,
blue plastic container.
that's how the boys are
Is
young.
this a different blue plastic container than the one that was in the back?
They try to get the Gucci slides, not the Gucci flip flops. These are not them. These are the Temu version.
Seat?
I do not recall.
Then determining the contents of this blue plastic container, what did you observe inside?
I observed an unknown green substance.
Yeah, as the weed holder.
Moving on to item number 20. Where were these items recovered from?
These were at photo marker 20 to know where in the vehicle they were collected. I would have to refer to them.
Understood. So after those photos were taken, I want to now move on to the items that you actually collected.
Oh, here comes that loud ass mute button. Ah! Oh my God, it always hurts my ears.
Absolutely surprised that this is probably a good time to break for lunch. So remember the admonition gave previously, you are not to discuss the case for break. Obviously, you're not allowed to discuss the period. Don't discuss the case. Don't form any opinion about the case. Don't allow anyone to discuss the case in person. Research is keeping up with the chairs, and it's now 12:30, so we'll see everybody back, let's say, at 1:45, all right? Have a nice lunch, thank you.
All right, so they took a very long lunch. We come back right around here, I believe. This is good. We're breezing through it. I am interested on how you guys are feeling, on day 2. Some of you guys have watched this trial before and you're like, hey, still not enough, things like that. For the newcomers that are like me, when we're watching it for the first time, we're like, we don't know. Some of this is a little sus. But let's go back in.
Jury entry.
Oh my God.
I think this judge actually uses a gavel.
Oh my God.
Thank you, please be seated. Let the record reflect the evidence of our jury, as well as the defendant, the evidence, his counsel, his assistant attorneys, our witness, remains on the stand, and I'm sure you all had a nice lunch, and I think Andy Provost, you were still under direct examination of the witness, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if you wish, you may continue with your examination of Mr. Carter.
Thank you. Okay, Investigator Carter, we talked a little bit about some of the swabs that we collected. With permission, Your Honor,
Yes.
as been previously shown to defense, and marked as states F for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that packaging?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize that packaging?
It is the packaging for evidence of the earmark police department in my handwriting.
And the items that are indicated on the front of that, are those items you collected yourself?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Now, did you see me cutting them open as you were sitting on the witness stand just a couple of moments ago?
Yes, it is.
If you take an opportunity to look at the two items that are inside, and you go, these are closer there. Don't go into the video.
Uh-oh. Loving up. He's loving up. There we go.
You can see there. And are those in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, they are.
You're at this time, the state requesting the state's FF into evidence and permission to publish?
Any objection? No. They'll be admitted.
States FF will be moved to states 32.
Thank you.
And it has to be recorded. Do you still have those gloves on? Ah, sorry. Could I bother you to come here so we can do it on the screen so everybody can see? With your permission, I can step down here.
You may sit down, sure.
All right, he's going to the 1980s projector to show us what he's got. He's gloving up.
Thank you. Okay, just publish them one at a time. And you could identify them by the G or item number.
The G number is G65. It is the swabs from the rear driver's side door handle exterior of the G Trail Hawk.
Okay, and is there identifying information to show what the
Oh
tag
my
number was and the
God.
marking
No,
on each
go
to
back.
show what?
What the hell? Do y'all see that? Vaginal, anal, oral? What?
The tag number was, identifying information to show what.
I know if Lead watched this, he said something. I know if Lead watched something, he watched this trial on his own last time. Okay.
The tag number was and the mirror mark case number on each of these.
On the swab box, yes, the case number is noted there.
Okay. And could you translate the time, please, to normal time for military?
That would be 5:30.
Okay. And if you would publish the second swab that is in there.
This would be G64.
I'm sorry, I can't hear.
G64.
Thank you. And the UV swabs from the front driver's side door handle exterior of the Jeep.
Again, is it the same tag number that was on the photos that you took earlier?
Yes.
And is it the same time that you collected the other one?
This is before.
Speak up just a little bit louder from
This
this.
is before the other one.
Okay.
Those swabs.
And if you could put that one back in here. Now, before you leave, on the back of this, there are labels in terms of, does each label have an ID or evidence number or G number on it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You can resume your seat. I will have to ask you to look at a couple more things if you want to keep those gloves on.
Man, they got labels after coming from the Karen Reed case. I'm like, shit, y'all collect evidence, right? Almost fell.
Okay. And now approaching what's been previously shown to defense counsel.
I was watching trials. He almost fell trying to play it off like he did it. Let's go back.
More things if you want to keep those gloves on. Okay. And now approaching what's been previously shown to defense counsel as states GG for identification purposes only. Do you recognize anything on the outside of this bag?
I do not think so.
Okay. If you would be so kind, just to look inside at the manila envelope and just look at that and take it out. Look at it. Do you recognize the case number on that particular item?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna get you scissors so you can open that one up. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize that item?
It has my name on it in my handwriting.
Okay, is that not in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, it is.
And what is that specific item?
This is a swab box containing swabs from the front driver's side door handle interior of the Jeep.
Okay, if you place it back in there. And that was composite GG, put it back in there with those other items. Thank you. I'm now approaching with what's been marked as states HH for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize that item?
It has my name on it in my handwriting.
And is it in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, it is.
Here at this time, the state requesting the states HH in and permission to publish.
HH only, correct?
HHGG is just foundation at this point.
Thank you. Is there any objection? No. It'll be admitted.
And investigator, if you'd be so kind as to step down again and publish it at the green screen, thank you.
States HH will be marked states 33.
Thank you. Would you be so kind as to publish? And what item number or G number is assigned to this particular item?
This is G67, and this is swabs from the rear driver's side door handle interior.
Is it gonna
Of the
say it
Jeep.
again?
Okay, and the time of collection on this one,
Would be 536
and on what date?
on 10/26.
Okay.
2018.
So times. Okay, thank you. Resume your seat. So, investigator Brennan now showing you what's been previously marked as states II for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And if you want to look inside and verify that it is what it says it is. Before you take it out, you can it out if possible.
Yes, it is.
And what is that?
A plastic bag.
And is it in the same or substantially same condition as when you recovered it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, it is.
Here at this time, the state would request to state II into evidence and publish to the jury.
Is there any objection? No, sir. It'll be admitted. You may publish.
States II will be marked states 34.
Investigator for Carter, would you be so kind as to take it out and hold it up for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Where did this item come from?
This item came from the rear driver's side door.
Okay. Thank you. If you could please place it back in the packaging. Investigator Curran is showing you what's
Why the fuck are they showing us a plastic bag?
been previously shown to defense and marked for identification purposes only as states JJ. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize that item?
It has my handwriting on it denoting the item that's inside.
Okay, is
And
it,
it is numbered.
and is that, have your evidence seal on it?
Correct.
Is that item in the same or substantially same condition as when you retrieved it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, it is.
And what is that item?
This item is the one-spec casing, the Blazer 40 S&W, and photo marker.
Here at this time, the state is requesting it states JJ in.
No objection.
It'll be admitted.
States JJ will be marked states 35.
And is your clerk going to be so kind to have you step down and publish it? Thank you.
Oh, my ears, this trial.
Do you recognize the handwriting on the back of that?
Yes, I do.
Whose is that?
That's my handwriting.
Okay.
Why is everything so loud?
Is that the same casing that you recovered?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you so much. If you could please return it to its packaging. Thank you.
Jesus. The loudest trial ever. So loud.
I'm now showing approaching with what's been previously marked as state KK for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
How do you recognize that item?
Because it's an item that I photographed within the vehicle.
Okay. And you want to take a decision to open it up? Would you be so kind?
The cutting
And
is
is that item
loud.
in the same or substantially same condition as when you recovered it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, and what is that item?
This is the Jeep.
Your Honor, this time the state requesting states KK into evidence.
No objection. No objection.
It'll be admitted.
States KK will be marked states 36.
Thank you. And would you be so kind just to hold that up, Lillian, and know the jury? Investigator Carter.
You know what they just showed the jury? So about a minute ago, they showed a jury a plastic bag that you use for your bathroom. Shout out to Betty Pendergrass. You know, the plastic bags that you save from, you know, the store, Publix, or the stores, the grocery stores. Up in the north, we use paper bags now. We're too bougie. But like down in the south, you save those bags. You can use them to throw things away. He just showed you guys the car manual. Why? This is only day 2. What did y'all drag me into?
With regards to states out now, I'm showing you for identification purposes only. There are multiple envelopes in that heat seal packaging. Do you recognize your handwriting on any of those?
I do not believe so.
No. One moment to confer with the counsel.
Yes.
Nothing further from the subject.
Thank you. Councilman Jim Cross, please.
Yes, please. How you doing, Mr. Carter?
All right, Cross.
I'm a little tired. Thanks for asking. Let me ask you a few basic questions. You collected a whole bunch of items from this car, correct?
Yes, sir.
You know approximately how many items you collected?
I do not.
Would looking at your report refresh your recollection?
Yes, sir.
May I approach?
Yeah, lying crime. This is terrible. I can't. For the first time in my life, I'm turning the audio booster off. Okay, turn off. That is so loud. Jesus. All right, buddy, come on. Napoleon. Not Napoleon. Read it.
May I approach you? Approximately how many items did you collect from this vehicle?
I believe 14. I'm 14.
14 items?
Correct.
And the purpose of collecting those items was to have them processed, correct?
That is correct.
And when we're talking about processing items, we're talking about attempting to get DNA on the items, off the items, correct?
We are trying to collect whatever's on these items.
Okay. And you're really looking for either DNA or fingerprints, basically.
Correct.
And the reason for that is so that you can come in here and tell these folks who touched it, because no one has the same fingerprints, correct?
Correct.
Or who may have touched it but left their DNA on it, because no one has the same DNA, correct?
That's correct.
You processed this car the day of the homicides. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
What time did you get to the garage or wherever you were to process this vehicle?
May I refer to my report?
Yes. May I approach again?
Yes. At 14:57 hours, I was requested to respond to the,
Translate that.
are we 2:47 did I say?
Not bad.
Why did we name a lawyer? 2:57.
2:57.
Correct.
And what time did you leave, if you recall? Because it seems like you were there several hours.
Are we on top, baby? Let's go.
Nine 9:31 p.m. is when I exited the garage.
So how many hours was that, sir? From 2:57 to 9:30, you said?
2:57 to 9:30, about correct.
Okay, so that would be, what, about 7 hours?
About
Give or take a few minutes.
correct.
And you had another fellow officer processing the car, half the car also, correct?
Yeah, she was a crime scene technician, not an officer.
Okay. And she was processing the car also?
That's correct.
She stayed about the same amount of time?
I believe so.
So between the two of you, you spent about 14, 15 hours processing the Jeep?
Correct.
Okay. And the purpose of that was so that you could collect all the evidence that could help this jury decide who was in that car and who may have been involved, correct?
That's correct.
And one of the items you collected was a rental agreement, which you testified to, I think belonged to Jameson Francois, correct?
That's correct.
He is the person who rented the vehicle, according to those documents, correct?
the vehicle listed on the documents.
And that was the Jeep that you spent about 15 hours processing, correct?
I believe the paperwork showed another vehicle, not the Jeep.
He's right.
The lighter that you destroyed, you, of course, processed that to see who touched the light before you destroyed it, correct?
That's correct.
Now, when you collect an item, do you use a different pair of gloves for each item?
That's correct.
And what is the purpose of that?
The purpose is to not cross-contaminate items.
So you must have used quite a few gloves going through the Jeep in these 15 hours, I assume, correct?
Yes,
And you did a thorough search of this Jeep from the front all the way to the back, correct?
correct.
Are you aware of any other officers or CSI or any detectives going back to that vehicle and searching it again?
Not that I recall.
And you mentioned something about swabbing certain items. Did I hear you correctly?
Correct.
And that was, again, to look for DNA on those particular items, correct?
Correct.
And each time you did a swabbing of an item, you took the old gloves off and you put the new gloves on, correct?
That's correct.
And when you collected the Gatorade bottle and the various items, each time you collected the Gatorade bottle, you used a pair of gloves. Then on the water bottle, you used a different pair of gloves, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
You also mentioned something about latent fingerprints. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, a latent fingerprint is something that usually is not visible to the eye, correct?
With a blue lighting, you can see sometimes on some surfaces.
But normally, a latent fingerprint is, you're looking for, is a print that's not visible to the naked eye, correct?
Not fully correct.
Okay, correct me. Where am I wrong?
I'm saying if you use a blue lighting on certain surfaces, a latent fingerprint can be visible.
Okay. As a lay citizen, if I'm not carrying a blue light, would you see the fingerprint on a particular eye?
What item are we talking about?
Any eye. If it's a latent fingerprint, would you see the fingerprint if I didn't have the blue light?
Yes.
What we're talking about is if I touch this jury rail like this, you could process it even though we don't see any fingerprint. And you could lift possibly a fingerprint or impression of a fingerprint from it, correct?
That's right.
And then you could take this and say, guess what? Stu touched this. That's me. Correct?
Correct.
And that's what you're looking for.
Correct.
You don't do the comparisons.
No, I do not.
Someone else does.
Correct.
And that's why they're in these various bags.
Repeat that, sorry.
That's why they're in these various evidence bags, because they're sent to someone else to do the processing for latent fingerprints and DNA, right?
Correct.
When you left, after you and your fellow workers spent about 15 hours going over this car, you collected all physical evidence and processed that car completely, right?
Correct.
You were never asked to go back to that vehicle?
Not that I recall.
I gotta ask you one other question, if I may. There was a photograph. In Exhibit 30 that displayed Detective Moretti reading the search warrant. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Who is he reading?
To us.
You.
Correct.
And he read it from start to finish?
Correct.
May I have one moment, Carol?
Come on, you were just starting to cook. Come back.
Thank you so much for that.
Are you redirecting this witness? Hold on one second, excuse me.
Restroom go?
All right, we need a restroom break. Ladies and gentlemen, put down your notepads. Remember the admonition, do not discuss the case, don't form any opinion about the case. Don't allow anyone to discuss the case in presence of no research. Thank you.
All right, so they took a bathroom break. Melly over here laughing, having a time of his life, just chilling. Oh my God, look at the gold teeth. Not even the gold teeth. Look at the diamond teeth. Liberty, we in here. We about to win this thing, okay? I cannot. He is a very happy defendant. Looks like they pick it up right around here.
The state's car was indicated on this rental agreement,
That's correct.
and was the vehicle that you analyzed a 2018 Jeep Compass?
Yes,
The vehicle that's listed on this enterprise receipt in the name of Jameson Francois is what?
2018 Nissan.
Council asked you
She's
about
trying to clean it
being able
up.
to see fingerprints with
She can't clean that up, and it came out with her own witness. The fact that the rental agreement for that car did not match the VIN number and the description of this car, we'll see. I'm keeping tabs on that, but that is very strange.
the naked eye, and to something about a blue light. Did you say blue?
I did not.
What did you say?
I said oblique lighting.
And can you explain what oblique lighting is to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Oblique lighting is when you pass light over a surface, say this countertop, and say the possibility of fingerprints on this countertop. If you pass the light at an angle that is almost parallel with the surface, the oils are visible, the tips and valleys of the oils are visible to the naked eye, much like if you look at your cell phone screen, you may see fingerprints with the light of your skin.
So can you explain to ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is a latent print impression?
A latent fingerprint impression is a fingerprint that is either unviewable to the naked eye or mostly viewable, which is then processed to be able to view better.
And what do you do to process it to make it view better?
You can use several different types of chemicals or processes. The most common is black fingerprint powder.
When a fingerprint is collected, can you put a timestamp on when it arrived on a surface?
No, I cannot.
Is there things that you take into account into environmental conditions as to whether or not you find?
Objection, lady.
Is overruled. You can answer.
Is there,
Sorry, to repeat that?
is there any environmental conditions you take into account when trying to process for fingerprints?
Yes, when when a surface is wet, possibly with humidity, different processes can be used to collect those fingerprints. Black fingerprint powder does not work on wet surfaces, and you can use what's called SPR, also known as small particle reagent, which is then sprayed over the surface, which then adheres to the oils on that surface.
With regards to talking about surfaces, can you explain to ladies and gentlemen of the jury which surfaces are ideal and which are less than ideal for recovering fingerprints?
The best surface that you can add to recover fingerprints would be a smooth, non-porous surface, and other surfaces that are porous that can be processed for latent prints, but requires extra chemicals and different processes that would be for a smooth surface.
What about fabric?
Fabric, yeah.
CSI wrong on that?
Sorry.
CSI, the PD shows wrong on that? With regards to DNA, when we see DNA with the naked eye,
No, you cannot.
so how do you determine what areas to process?
The different areas you go through the process of elimination on the thought process of what is possibly been touched. I am taking swabs to see if there's DNA when there is no DNA, and you are merely collecting what is there.
In terms of the other evidence in this case, have you reviewed a surveillance footage before you collected the DNA swabs in this case?
No,
Have you ever seen surveillance footage of anything in this case?
Objection beyond the scope.
Overruled.
So have you ever seen surveillance footage in this case?
No.
No?
No.
Nothing else, Sharon?
Anything else to this witness? No?
Yeah.
Is he excused?
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir. You may step down, you're excused. Go ahead, next witness.
Sarah Carroll?
All right, Ms. Campbell is witness number 8. She's our last witness of the day. I didn't didn't like those questions from the prosecutor, and I'll be honest, the defense attorney. They weren't that great.
The whole truth and nothing but the
Raise
truth.
your right hand, you swear.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your full legal name for the record.
Tara Carroll,
Please spell your first and last name for the court reporter.
TARACARROLL.
Thank you.
Carol,
Please,
not
have
Campbell.
a seat.
All right, that's Carol.
Ms. Carroll, that microphone in front of you will only adjust up or down, it doesn't move back and forth, all right?
Okay, thank you.
You're all set?
All set.
Counsel, if you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Carroll. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Where do you work?
At Miramar Police Department.
How long have you worked with the Miramar Police Department?
I've been there now almost 7 years.
And what do you do for the Miramar Police Department?
I am a certified crime scene investigator.
Can you explain a little bit about the background and education that you have to become a certified crime scene investigator?
Yes, ma'am. I have my degree in crime scene technology. And then once on board with Miramar, we take quite a few trainings throughout our employment. I also became certified with IAI in 2019, which required another training as well.
Okay, so I want to go through some of the training that you've done over the years.
Okay.
Starting in 2012, was that part of your degree that you talked about?
Yes, ma'am.
And so what years did you attend and what college did you attend to get your degree?
That was Kaiser University, and it was 2012 to 2014. And we took what was considered core classes. So those were all hands-on training classes.
Were all of your courses at Kaiser University with regards to crime scene and forensics?
Most of them, yes.
Once you were employed with the Miramar Police Department, you said you did continuing training.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you attend classes in crime scene reconstruction?
I did.
Did you attend classes in bloodstain documentation and collection methods?
Yes, ma'am.
Firearms and tool marks?
Yes.
Collecting footwear and tire impressions?
Yes.
Latent fingerprints and
Yes.
fingerprint identification?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do crime scene imaging?
I did.
Did you attend classes with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Incident Command?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you conduct new hire training with crime scene when you first came on to Miramar?
A couple years in, then I would train some of our new hires.
Explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that first initial crime scene training is.
Training the,
At Miramar, when you first came on, what were you trained in, processes, procedures?
okay, yes, we were trained in documenting, processing, and collecting evidence, but it was a 4-month training. So we basically shadowed whoever was working that day, and we were on 24/7 on call for 4 months straight.
So with regards to that, the individual that you were shadowing, do you recall who that was?
It was a couple different people, my supervisor, Michael Kelly, my coworker, Lisa Cruz.
And so with regard, you said Michael Kelly is your supervisor.
Yes, ma'am.
Has he been your supervisor the entire time you've been in crime scene?
He has.
After you finished your training, did you then begin casework as a crime scene investigator?
I did. At that time, I was considered a crime scene technician until I was certified and then became a crime scene investigator.
So what's the difference between a crime scene technician and a crime scene investigator?
It is the certification. It's a actually worldwide certification through the International Association of Identification. It's a prestigious forensic network.
And with the International Association of Identification, is there proficiency testing that is done?
What do you mean by proficiency?
Do you have to take coursework and show that you are able to do the work that you are certified?
Oh, absolutely, yes. We had to have a certain amount of training hours. I believe it was maybe 120 of their certified trainings. And then you also had 2 college textbooks, pretty big books that we were tested on. We had 100 question tests as well.
As a crime scene technician or crime scene investigator, are you a sworn law enforcement officer?
No, ma'am.
Are you a civilian employee?
Yes, I am.
I want to draw your attention back to October 26th of 2018.
Okay.
Did you have an occasion to become involved in the investigation of the Miramar case number 18-10-06269?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your role?
I became involved, I believe it was the day after, when there was a search warrant obtained for a gray Jeep.
Ms. O'Shea?
It was me, I apologize for running the wrong button.
Okay, going back to October 26th of 2018, were you asked to assist crime scene technician or crime scene investigator Christopher Carter executing a search warrant.
Yes,
When you got that call and you responded to the West substation, what were you assigned to do?
I was assigned to assist him in processing the vehicle.
Did you collect swabs of DNA?
I did.
What side of the car were you responsible for?
I was responsible for the passenger side of the vehicle.
Did you also collect latent fingerprints?
I did.
And what side of the car were you responsible for the latent fingerprints?
That was the driver's side of the latent.
While you are on scene and processing the items that you collected, are you taking photographs on scene during the search warrant of the Jeep?
Christopher was taking the photographs, yes.
That was your job to take photographs at the lab.
Yes, I took photographs of whatever I collected.
And so is there a specific reason why you take your photographs and he takes his?
We've always done it that way, that's just the policy.
Okay. Showing defense counsel that previously had an opportunity to go through, states MM for identification purposes. Investigator Carroll, did you have an opportunity to review the photos in the USB here prior to coming into court?
I did.
Did those photos fairly and accurately depict the items that you processed at the lab after they were collected?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know that those photos are the same that's on that USB?
Because I initialed the USB.
Here at this time, the state requested to move states MM into evidence and publish the jury.
Is there any objection?
No objections.
They'll be admitted. How many photographs are there?
There's just one number on, I think 37, but I'm going off memory.
States in, remark states 37.
24, I apologize, 24 photos.
Positive 24 photographs. Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
I got it.
Very good. Sorry, Thank you. So that you can see the image in front of you on the screen as well.
Yes.
Okay. So the item 1 that's on there, what's the purpose of that item 1?
One would be the photo marker, so that would explain, once you look back at the photos of the search warrant, every piece of evidence that was collected is marked with a number. So you would see a cone or some sort of photo marker. So that's what was noted as photo marker 1.
The liquids that are,
I know these YNs are not drinking Sutter Home, white Zinfandel.
in these bottles, are they maintained by the
And
emergency
a
department?
nip.
No, so we did, I believe there was a sample of the liquid taken out of the Zephyr Hills bottle, but no, we don't submit liquids to property and evidence.
Going on to the next photo, this was found at what photo marker?
At number 2,
Moving on to photo marker number 3,
yes, ma'am.
where this was found in what area of the Jeep?
May I refer to my report?
Please, if that would help, or refresh your recollection.
Number 3 was found on the front passenger side floorboard.
On item number 3, I'm still looking at that same number. What is this photo showing?
Usually we'll photograph the front side and then again the back side.
The green leafy substance that is
What kind of weed is
visible
that?
in this photograph. Was that submitted for testing at the Broward Sheriff's Office Crime Lab?
Yes, ma'am.
Going on to item number 4.
Why do
Were
that
these
have
items
air
collected from that
freshener?
same Jeep?
From the same Jeep, yes, ma'am.
Why
And
do
in
they have
terms
air
of the-
freshener?
Receipt. Are you familiar with the Fountains of Miramar?
I am.
And the Chick-fil-A indication restaurant on the top of that? Can you describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where that is in the city of Miramar?
If I'm correct, the Fountains would be out west. I'm not exactly sure the names of the streets.
Okay. And in terms of the date and time on this receipt, is this clearly and accurately depict this photograph, how the receipt looked when you collected it on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what date is on there?
October 25th, 2018 at 11:20 a.m.
Okay. On item number 4, you indicated this would be the back side of any of those items.
Yes.
Item number 5 is this
What's
depict
that?
how you found this in the Jeep.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 6,
Oh, the grills.
and you recall
So
where these were found.
ratchet.
This item.
Like, why
I
is it so
believe it was in
ratchet?
the, like the cubby of where the handle on the door was.
Item number 7.
Yes.
What are we looking at in item number 7?
That would be a projectile.
Item number 8. Do you recall collecting these items?
I do.
And where were they found? If you need to refresh your
Yes.
recollection, if there's anything that would, please do so silently to yourself and look up when you're done.
You know, I'm sorry, I don't have listed the location of that. It was on the passenger side, I just, I would have to see an overall photo, I'm gonna know for sure.
So in terms of wherever photo marker number 8 was,
Yes.
the yellow cone or placard.
Exactly, exactly.
The green leafy substance in this one by photo number 8, was that also sent to the Brown Sheriff's Office Crime Lab for analysis?
Yes, ma'am.
We stipulate that that's marijuana, just.
Yeah, why can't
So
you
then,
just say
in terms of
that?
that's stipulated to the introduction of state LL.
Hot.
I stipulate that it's marijuana, I didn't stipulate its introduction, I'm objecting to relevance.
So with regards to,
Sidewalk, please, Rick.
Here comes a loud ass mute button. But they're having an issue. I never understand why that mute button is that loud. He's calling her out, rightfully so. I would have done this if I was in the courtroom. Like, stop calling it a green leafy substance. Like, just call it pot. Just call it marijuana. Just say it in front of the jury. The jury needs to know. They were probably smoking. That's okay. You want to give them the facts. Stop calling it an identified green leafy substance. Like, stop. I don't know what that was all about. But that's what this sidebar is about. We're skipping ahead because I can't listen to that mute button anymore. It's so loud.
1 second, counsel.
thank you, Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, when lawyers or parties agree that certain facts are true, that is called a stipulation of fact. You must accept stipulated facts as having been proven. However, the significance of these facts, as with all facts, is up for you to decide. In this case, the stipulated fact that you must accept as true is that the item in marker 8 is cannabis. The green leafy substance is cannabis or marijuana. Is that
Thanks.
correct stipulation, counsel?
That is correct, sir.
State,
So accepted, Your Honor.
thank you.
Okay, moving on to photo marker number 9. Did you document in your report where photo marker number 9 was?
Rear passenger floorboard.
The item that we're looking at here, what is this?
Cell phone with a cover.
Did you collect and process items 10?
I did.
Item 11?
Yes, ma'am.
Item 21?
Yes.
Are you able to preserve item 21 at the Miramar Police Department Property and Evidence Unit?
No, we're not.
Why?
Because it's a flammable substance and it can't be checked into evidence.
Prior to checking it into evidence, do you process any such items?
I do.
How so?
Depending on the item and what is requested of us, usually we'll swab it for DNA or fingerprint.
Moving on to item 22 and 23, these are processed and collected. What is item number 24?
That would also be a projectile.
And which side of the car did this projectile come from?
Okay.
If you need to refer to your notes, please do so. I want to make sure you're accurate.
Okay, this one was on the driver's floorboard underneath the pedals.
Very strange.
So this is now item 25.
Wow.
What are we looking at?
Magnums?
Yes, ma'am. This was a combination of items that were found in the pocket behind the seat. May I look at my report
Yes,
again?
if you need to.
Behind the front passenger seat.
The phone that we're looking at in this photo, was it turned on?
I don't know.
Was there any damage to that phone?
I don't recall it. It doesn't appear so from the back shot.
Okay. And then going on to item 27. Did you recover that item?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall what part of the car that projectile was recovered from?
I'm pretty sure that was inside of the seat.
And if you want to verify,
Yes,
your
please.
recollection, please do.
Removed from the inside of the rear passenger side seat.
With regards to the processing
Yes.
for DNA, did you do that on October 30th of 2018?
Yes, I did.
The photographs that we just went through, were those taken on October 31st of 2018? And if we're looking at the data on the phone or on the photos themselves on the screen help you?
Oh, yes. There you go. Yes, ma'am.
So after you took those photos and you documented all of those items, did you then try and process items for latent prints that were recovered from the car?
Yes.
How do you do that?
To process for latent prints, we will usually start with a fresh pair of gloves. I'll place the item on a fresh piece of butcher paper. And then we use Lin PV black powder.
Not the
and,
butcher
let
paper
it rest
again.
fresh.
Not the butcher paper.
And in terms of once you get the latents, what do you do to determine whether they are of value or not of value?
Okay, so once we lift them, and we'll place them on a lift card, which has the information on the back, the print on the front, then I'll usually pass it by my supervisor, see if he thinks it's a good enough quality to submit. And as long as he agrees, then we submit it to the BSO lab for analysis.
Does the Miramar Police Department do any in-house fingerprint analysis?
No,
In terms of, in this case, did you process all of the little blue round containers containing cannabis?
I processed the ones that we showed here, yes, in the pictures.
And in terms of finding latent prints, any that you found would have been submitted?
May I repeat again?
She processed the prints on the cannabis containers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm gonna go forward to February 6th of 2019.
Okay,
On that date, did you collect glass from the Jeep?
I did.
What was the purpose of collecting the glass?
There was glass found at a scene out on US 27. So in order to determine that it was the same glass that came from the Jeep, they had collected that glass from the scene, and I went to collect the glass from the Jeep, from different parts of the Jeep, so then we could then send it off to FDLE for analysis.
So I want to start with showing you what's been previously marked as states in for identification purposes. What's been previously shown to the feds prior to. Okay, showing you what's been previously marked as states in for identification purposes and shown to defense counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize those items?
I do.
How do you recognize those items?
It's my handwriting.
Are they what are
They are the latent lift cards from the vehicle. So those would be the actual cards that I told you that the print would be on the front and information on the back.
they? Are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you lifted them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the statement requesting states into evidence.
No objection, sir.
They'll be admitted.
States in will be marked states 38.
And approach of what's been previously shown as states LL. Do you recognize the items in states LL?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they in the same or substantially same condition when you collected them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes.
The heat sealed packaging with a green label on it. Is that done by the Miramar Police Department?
No, it's not.
The other items inside, are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you recovered them?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state requests to move states LL into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
They'll be admitted.
States LL will be marked states 39.
motion and showing you what's been previously shown to defense counsel and labeled for identification purposes only as states double O. Do you recognize that?
Yes, ma'am.
What is that?
That appears to be latent, cards.
Are those in your handwriting?
Yes, it is.
Are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected them on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state requesting the state's OO into evidence.
No objection.
They'll be admitted.
States 00 will be marked states 40.
Now showing defense counsel what's been previously marked as states P for identification. Showing you now, Ms. Carroll, what's been marked as states P for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that?
I do.
How do you recognize that?
It's also in my handwriting.
And is that item something you collected?
It is.
What is it?
There was a rental agreement for the Jeep and another receipt for a phone repair out of the glove box of the Jeep.
And are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you recovered them?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state is requesting the state's double P into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
They'll be admitted.
States double P will be marked states 41.
Showing counsel what's been marked as states Q. Investigator Carroll, I'm showing you what's been marked as states Q for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that?
I do.
How do you recognize that?
Also in my handwriting.
What are those items?
These would be collection tins full of the glass fragments from the Jeep, from the separate areas of the Jeep.
Are those in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected them in November of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Or I'm sorry, February
February,
2019. My apologies. Your Honor, at this time, the state requesting the state's Q in.
No objections.
It'll be admitted.
That's a composite of 3.
States QQ will be marked states.
Just looking at the projection of this, have not seen day 3 yet, but she's trying to jam a lot of evidence in through this lady. She has to identify it first, and then we can hear about it and see what's going to happen. I'm just looking at the trial feed here. I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but that's what's happening right now.
42.
Want to draw it now showing defense counsel what's been marked as states S. Investigator Carroll, I'm showing you now what's been marked for identification purposes only as states S.
Okay.
Do you recognize those items?
I do.
How do you recognize those items?
Also in my handwriting and my initials.
Are those items in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected those on October 26th of 2018?
Yes.
And how do you recognize what those are?
Well, I see on the bag, it's 3 projectiles and I can hear them in the tins.
And are they in the same or substantially same condition?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state requesting the state's S in.
No objection, Your Honor.
They'll be admitted.
States SS will be marked states 43.
Showing defense counsel. Ms. Carroll, I'm showing you it's been previously marked as states T
Yes,
for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
How do you recognize that item?
It's my handwriting and I remember the item.
And is that item in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state would request the state's T into evidence.
I have no objections.
It will be admitted.
States TT will be marked states 44.
I'm now showing you for identification purposes only what's been marked as states U for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
How do you recognize that item?
By my handwriting.
And what is that item?
These is the pair of sneakers that were found at the rear passenger floorboard.
And are those the ones that you documented in the photos we looked at earlier?
The red ones, correct.
Are they in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected them in October 26th of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Here at this time, the state would request permission to enter states U into evidence.
No objection.
It will be admitted.
States UU will be marked states 45.
So going forward now, Ms. Investigator Carroll, Did there come an occasion in which you came into contact with the defendant, Jamal Devens?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Showing defense counsel has been previously marked as states R. Investigator, do you recognize these items?
I do.
What are
These would be buccal swabs of Mr. Devens.
they? And explain what buccal swabs are, please.
They are swabs of the inside of your cheek to obtain your DNA.
Are these in the same or substantially same condition as when you collected them?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you identify for the record who you collected these items, the swabs from?
From Mr. Devens.
And can you please identify him by an article of clothing and where he's sitting in the court?
Yes, at the defendant's table with the navy blue suit and silver shirt.
Silver shirt. Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant.
The record shall so reflect an in-court identification of the defendant.
And as to states RR, the state will submit those now into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection, they'll be admitted.
States RR will be marked states 46.
So Ms. Carroll, at this point, if I could ask you to bring some gloves and ask permission for her to step down to publish the items that have just been entered.
She's going to be on the screen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Garrett, on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
No, Garrett, just look good. Thank you. Go.
Here you go, Chief. 11 up.
So Ms. Carroll, let's start with asking you, investigator, to publish the 3 projectiles. And I will get scissors for you.
We're gonna put them on a green screen.
If you want to step to the podium back there. So I'll start by publishing states 43.
You're pretty much doing it for her.
Would you so kind? Okay. And you just, that, is there an item number on each of these?
Yes, it is.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the
Wow.
item or group number is
Massachusetts
that's
needs
indicated
this.
on each of these property stickers?
The group number is basically just the item number. So each individual item that we collect gets an item number when it's put into property.
Are these stickers generated by property and evidence of the Miramar Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So if we could start with, and this is item number, you have it as 27. And would that correspond with the item number on your property receipt?
Yes, it would, and that's the photo marker number as well.
Okay.
So
Maybe so kind as to publish. And then inside of it as well? And so 27, that was the rear seat projectile.
Yes.
Okay.
Inside.
Thank you. If you just want to move that one, close that one, so they don't get confused, and you put that up to the side, go to the next one. And you show which this projectile is.
This is number 7, and that would be from the rear passenger floorboard.
Okay, be so kind as to open that up.
Mm.
Thank you. And what item is this?
This is number 24, projectile front driver's side floorboard under the pedals.
That was underneath the
Thank you so much.
co-defendant.
And if we could repackage those. And then next, if you would be so kind as to open the latent. And if you just pick one to show as demonstrative to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the latent cards look like.
Sure. So this would be the front of the card with the tape where the actual lift happened. And we always initial down at the bottom. And then on the back of the card would give you the information, the date and time it was lifted, the address, and where it was lifted from.
Okay.
And that would be the same for what's in the States 40 as well.
Yes.
Would you so kind as to show those?
Sure.
Is there any rhyme or reason as to the different sizes of the latent print cards?
Well, usually the larger cards would be used if there's maybe a couple fingers or something that would be larger than this actual card.
And be so kind and again to show on the smaller version how it's done.
Yes, so this would be the front with the tape and the back with the information.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I will put that in there. Thank you. Okay. Please resume your seat. Thank you. So, Mr. I want to go forward to March 1st of 2019.
Okay.
Were you asked to process a cell phone that was recovered here at the courthouse?
Yes, I was.
On March 1st of 2018, I'm sorry, the iPhone that you were, or the phone that you were requested to process, what type of phone was it?
May I look at my report?
Yes.
It was a Apple iPhone X, gold, rose, and color.
Did it have a distinctive serial number on that phone?
It did.
And what was that serial number?
It's FFNXHB1VPHF.
When you were provided that phone, what were you asked to analyze on it?
I was requested to photograph and then process it for possible blood.
Did you do that?
I did.
With regards to the blood testing, what type of testing did you do?
I did Blue Star.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen, what is Blue Star?
Yes, Blue Star latent blood reagent. It's a chemical that we could spray on something that we presume may have had blood at one time. It could have even possibly been cleaned up. And if there was a presence of blood, it reacts with the hemoglobin, different chemicals, maybe with amino acids in the blood, and it fluoresces.
This rose gold iPhone X ending with the serial number of 1VPHF. Did it have any fluorescence or glow?
The results were negative.
With regards to the DNA swabs that were collected, does the Miramar Police Department do any in-house DNA processing?
No, ma'am.
One moment to confer with co-counsel.
Yes.
So I want to go back to November 28th, 2019.
Okay.
Were you present for a trajectory analysis?
I was.
In terms of your role in that analysis, what did you do?
I just assisted with placing the trajectory rods as well as labeling the rods to show the path of the bullets.
With regards to determinations of things coming outside the car, what were you trying to establish?
The outside of the car, we were trying to establish basically, an approximate height of the shooter, as well as if there was any angles or exactly how the bullets hit the gun.
Did you do a shooting reconstruction?
No.
Is there a difference between those two?
Yes.
Are you trained and able to do a shooting reconstruction?
I am not trained for it, and we do not have the equipment.
I want to know what the height they said.
So going on to later on in this investigation, have you had a chance to see that vehicle again since that processing?
Yes.
And were you made aware that additional agencies assisted in investigating that vehicle?
I was, yes.
Other projectiles were recovered that were not from the Miramar Police Department. Were you aware of that?
I was, yes.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury why the Miramar Police Department couldn't get those projectiles out of the car?
Yes, in certain situations like that, you may have to take the car apart, basically, and we just simply don't have the type of equipment that would be needed for that.
Other than what we've talked about so far, does that complete and describe your involvement in the investigation in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further at this time, right?
All right, brief cross. We're done.
Yes, sir, I'd just like to clarify a few things. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Let me start where you ended. Ms. Bradley alerted you to the fact that there were some projectiles that were recovered from the vehicle that you had not recovered during your processing of the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And did you find them? And just when you processed the vehicle, you found them, but you weren't able to recover. Is that what we're to understand?
No, we collected everything we found.
So you didn't find it. It's not a situation where you found the existence of the projectiles, made note of them, but were unable to recover. You just didn't find them.
We didn't find them. We documented all the holes, but we did not go into the metal or tear apart the seats looking for them. Yes.
Okay, but so you're saying the projectiles that you did not find were in holes, the existence of which you documented?
I'm assuming. I'm not positive about that.
Right. You don't even know that you found the hole that the projectiles were found. You can't say that.
No, I mean, they would obviously have to be in one of the holes, but I would not know which holes.
Right. You might have missed those perforations altogether, is what you're saying.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know if that we did miss any, but it is possible.
So you can't really help to educate us on how thorough your processing was, because you don't even know where the projectiles came from that you did not find.
Oh,
Right?
Lord.
Okay, because of course, if you saw a perforation in a part of the vehicle where a projectile obviously went into,
Right.
but you didn't see an exit, you would assume it was still in there, right?
Yes, but they can ricochet around the vehicle as well. That doesn't always mean that's the exit.
Sorry, I might have misspoke. You would speculate that maybe it's still in there.
Yes.
And since your department lacked the ability to take the vehicle apart, you would have alerted your supervisor, prosecutor, VSO to the fact that there is a perforation that we observed, but we lack the ability and technology to fully investigate, and therefore, in order to make sure that there is a complete investigation, please look into that. You would have done it, right? If you saw it.
We just document what we see. I'm not the one that would be reporting that to anybody. So yeah, we would just take photographs of what we see and place the rods in those areas.
Okay, so this would be kind of a not my job situation. I took a picture of a hole, something might be in there, but let somebody else figure out whether to go check for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Right. I noticed that in various parts throughout your report,
Okay.
it indicates the sentence begins before it lists the items that you retrieved using a fresh set of latex gloves, right?
Yes, sir.
That's because you use a fresh set of latex gloves for each particular item that you retrieve?
Not necessarily. If the items that we're collecting are grouped together in a group, then that's usually the same set of gloves they're already touching.
Oh.
If I'm changing areas, then yes, I will change my gloves.
Okay, so if you put on a set of latex gloves, let's take, for example, we saw a photograph that juxtaposed condoms with a Bible.
Okay.
Unholy matrimony, right? Okay, and you found them in the same location, that's why you took them in the same photo?
Yes, sir.
And you were presuming, therefore, that the same person put the Bible in there and the condoms in there? Or were you risking contaminating them by using the same gloves to retrieve them?
They were all already grouped together, touching. So if there was any contamination to be done, it would have already happened. They were all bound together in the same place.
Okay, so you're telling me that all of those items were touching each other?
Yeah, it was in the back seat pocket.
Why does that mean they were touching each other?
They were all grouped together
Okay,
in
so you
the
don't,
pocket.
no, I'm sorry.
They were all grouped together in the pocket when I pulled them out.
So you don't have a photograph depicting them as you observed them touching each other. You're just assuming maybe they were, since they're all in the same pocket, right?
I mean, I would assume there was a photograph. I don't know. I didn't take the photographs that day.
Okay, well, let's talk about items. Are you saying that you only change gloves for individual items when they exist in a contained compartment such that they may all be touching each other?
No, if they're all touching each other, if they're in a group, like if you had a pile of bloody clothes, I'm not gonna change my gloves in between each item of clothing because they're sitting on top of each other.
Okay.
But if there was a pile here and a pile over there, then yes, I would change my gloves in between this pile and that pile.
So are you saying on the oath that the only time that you do not change your latex gloves when you're retrieving items if you observe them physically touching each other? Is that what you're saying?
That's usually the policy, yes,
But that's not,
that I follow every time.
okay, because that, sorry to belabor the point, but what I thought I heard you say is that if items are in the same area,
Right.
you may not necessarily change your gloves, right?
Right, yes, if they're found in the same area, grouped together.
Okay, that's what you meant to say, in the same area, grouped together such that they're touching?
That's what I thought I said, I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, and that's the only time that you didn't change your gloves in this case?
I mean, I don't really recall exactly
I don't
I follow
recall.
the same procedures every time.
Oh, Woody.
Yes.
It was weird, Kenny.
I have here, do you have your reports with you?
Yes, sir.
Could you reference the one that indicates the activity in which you're engaged on October the 26th of 2018?
Okay,
I think that's the one. Now, this refers to your retrieving latents, right? Not retrieving items.
okay.
Am I right about that? I think I may have the wrong one.
From October 26th of the Jeep you're
Yes.
talking about? It's everything. The latents, the swabs, the collection of items.
And recovery of items as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and in every instance in your report where it says using a fresh pair of latex gloves would document each instance in which you did so, and that was the purpose of your making that notation. Is that correct?
I mean, I change them often in between. I may not know every single time I've changed them. We usually have a couple different pair on and I'll just take them off. I don't know, I just don't. I could change them 20 times throughout. I just don't notate every single time.
Is that what you're saying happened here?
I honestly don't recall what happened or how many times I changed my gloves. It was quite a while ago.
Let me ask you this. What's the point of making a notation of the fact that you used a fresh pair of latex gloves? What was your intention
Objection,
of making that notation?
That's a valid question.
Mr. Stain, you've got to answer this question.
Okay, well, you would agree with me that if you changed your gloves on 20 occasions and made note of it 5 times, that would be a bit odd, right?
I don't know. I mean, we've always written our reports that way, so I don't know exactly what you're asking. Would it be odd that I listed it 5 times?
But changed it 20 times.
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I used the wrong word. You would agree with me it might be a little bit misleading.
No, I don't think so.
So you just thought to note it sometimes and sometimes you didn't.
I noted it in between each different job that I did. So it's noted before collection of items, it's noted before collecting DNA, and it's also noted before collecting fingerprints.
Okay, let me direct your attention to the second page of your report.
Sure.
Halfway down the page, it says, using a fresh pair of latex gloves, I collected the following items from the Great Chief.
Right.
Zephyr Hills water.
Objection, Your Honor, property.
Did you recover a Zephyr Hills water bottle?
I did.
And did you do it using a fresh pair of latex gloves?
Oh, I see what he's
Yes, that
doing.
was the first item I collected.
I see what he's doing.
And then I think we saw in the photograph also a small Sutter Home white Zinfandel bottle. You
Yes.
collected that as well?
Yes.
Did you change your gloves between collecting those 2 items?
Change gloves.
I don't honestly remember, but seeing how they were both in the passenger side door pocket, I'm not sure. It looks like they came from the same place.
And there was a small bottle of black bomb scent, bomb fragrance that you also retrieved,
Okay?
among other items, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were saying that you really can't attest that you changed your gloves on each occasion, right?
In between each area, I can tell you, yes, I did. but I don't,
Not
I
each
mean, I can tell
item.
you how many times now.
But you would agree with me that if you don't change your gloves, there is a risk, however small, however great, of cross-contamination. You would agree with that.
Sure.
And that risk may have manifested in this case. You can't test
Objection,
it.
speculation.
Stay.
You also retrieved some glass from a car.
Yes, sir.
And I noticed that you use latex gloves then.
Yes.
And the purpose of using latex gloves as opposed to any other gloves is because presumably those gloves themselves are sterile, right?
All our gloves are sterile.
Okay. But when you were collecting the glass from the car,
Right.
you put on latex gloves.
Yes.
And then you put on gardening gloves over the latex gloves.
Yes, sir.
And the gardening gloves were sterilized?
I
Gardening gloves?
don't remember honestly, but we weren't processing that for DNA.
Okay. So why'd you put the latex gloves on underneath?
So I wouldn't get caught by glass.
I thought that's why you had the gardening gloves.
Oh, yes, that's why we had the gardening gloves on. I guess just out of habit.
Just have it.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to make sure that was sterile, what you would have done was you would put the latex gloves on over the gardening gloves, as opposed to the other way around, right?
If you wanted to make sure it's sterile, correct?
Okay, but you did not have an interest in maintaining the sterility of
I think so.
the item at that time. That was
No, we weren't testing it for DNA.
Okay. And you were telling us, I think, that you tested a phone for the presence of blood.
Yes, sir.
Why would you do that?
I was requested to by the detective.
So, and you were saying you found blood on that?
No, I didn't.
There was no blood on it? Okay. When you conduct an investigation, right?
Yes.
Try that. When you retrieve items in the course of processing the crime scene,
Yes, sir.
in this case of people,
Okay.
you maintain their integrity for purposes of future testing
Yes.
of DNA, possibly,
Yes.
and fingerprints.
Yes.
And because life tends to leave a trail, right?
Yes.
So if I rub this desk, I might not have left fingerprint because of the manner in which I'm touching it, but maybe I left DNA because of the oil in my hands.
Possible, yes.
And so if you test that, you might find evidence that I touched it.
Correct.
And so when you do that processing, you do it in order to try and obtain evidence that someone may have touched an item, right?
Yes.
And particularly for fingerprints, smooth surfaces that are non-porous are particularly conducive to leaving fingerprints,
Yes, sir.
such as a water bottle, right?
Yes.
Projectile,
It's a little harder, but yes.
a spent casing, maybe.
Sometimes, yes.
You've analyzed spent casings before,
Yes,
and you've retrieved fingerprints and DNA from them,
I have.
which informs you in the instances in which you have, and were able to identify that somebody, you were able to identify maybe who loaded a firearm.
I have gotten fingerprints off casings, but never enough to identify somebody.
DNA.
Of a spent casing, I personally have not.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 7 years.
Uh-oh.
Like, for example, a water bottle, you retrieved a water bottle or a bottle of iced tea that appears to have been consumed would be a particularly fertile item from which you might retrieve DNA.
DNA, yes,
Somebody was likely putting it to their lips.
exactly.
Okay. So when you do this kind of processing in attempt to retrieve information, right?
Mhm.
And after all the processing, no information is retrieved of value, then it's kind of a wash, right?
What do you mean?
You went, I'm sorry.
What do you mean it's a wash?
You went in looking to find information which may implicate or identify a certain person, but then when you find no information, it's
considered a no hit.
a no-hit.
Yes.
Okay, so it's really a no value.
Yes.
And you don't do the analyses for prints yourself, you send them off,
Yes, sir.
and the DNA as well?
Yes, sir.
So you may know the results, but you wouldn't be the right person to ask about that.
No.
Can I have a minute, John?
Yes.
Actually, sorry, before I go, there was a rental agreement that you retrieved?
Yes, sir.
Is that the same rental agreement that the gentleman with whom you were processing the car retrieved? There were two rental agreements, right?
I don't
do.
know. I'm sorry, do you mind if I look at my?
No, please do.
Um,
I had questions about that earlier.
I just have that a 2-page rental agreement for Jameson Francois from Enterprise Rental for the Nissan RSPT.
It was the Nissan RSPT. That's what you were treating.
Yes, that's what I.
Where's the rental
And then
agreement
I
for
found it
this
in the
car?
glove box photo marker number 26.
Okay.
Yes.
And gold teeth, that would be another pretty likely fertile DNA item. Something you
Yes.
stick in your mouth all the time.
Yes.
So that was preserved for DNA.
I'm assuming, I think that I did swap that at one point. But yes, it would have been preserved.
Okay. You don't need to. You were telling us earlier that you photographed items that you retrieved and the partner with whom you conducted this processing investigation photographed the items that he retrieved?
He did the entire crime scene photos. The items that I collected, I photographed in the lab.
Okay, so in other words, he would have photographed everything, but you would have photographed just those that you retrieved.
Correct.
Okay, makes sense. One moment, please. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there any redirect examination of this witness?
Investigator Carroll, how many items were swabbed approximately for DNA in this case?
Should be all.
Oh, okay, what would you like me to try to count?
Please, if you would.
Okay.
Please,
Do you want just from the Jeep?
The
Or
entire, all the items that were processed swabbed.
Ellie's like, you did not
I
swab
only have what
everything.
I actually swabbed, okay. I have 15 different items just from the Jeep. I have
You all up in that laptop. He's like, what y'all talking about? Want to see it?
I had 5 additional items that were swabbed at a later date, but also items found in the Jeep.
Okay, so does the Broward Sheriff's Office process every single DNA swab that you collect?
No.
Why not?
Objection?
Suggestion.
I think that's beyond her scope of knowledge.
Sustain.
So Investigator Carroll, with regards to the DSO crime lab, did they conduct all of the DNA analysis for the Miramar Police Department?
They do the analysis, we were not allowed to submit all the swabs.
With regards to the gloves on that, do you change between every DNA swab that is collected as policy of Miramar Police Department?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
I just have one question. Sure. When you say you weren't allowed to submit the swabs, was there a rule that permitted you from doing so for like economic reasons or something?
The lab only allows us to do 10 at a time. And then possibly we could have another round of 10. A lot of times we'll need permission from the DNA manager to even submit any more than 10 on a homicide.
What?
So if there are like maybe 30 relevant DNA swabs that you do, policy on a homicide case says you only are allowed to submit 10, 20 with permission, hardly ever more.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be we could do 10, then we'd have a second round of 10, then you'd be looking at permission. Recently, it's changed a bit, so it's usually up to the lab whether or not they're gonna allow us to submit anymore.
That's strange.
Anything else in this witness, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
She excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Madam, thank you very much. You may step down, Carol, you're excused.
Thank you so much.
And who's the next witness?
They're here, I just want to 5-minute comfort
Sure.
here.
We take a short recess, ladies and gentlemen, please note that on chairs, and under the admonition, do not discuss the case, or point any opinion about the case, or allow anyone to discuss the case regarding serving or research. Please note that on chairs. Thank you.
They took a short recess. Let's see what the judge says here.
The record on the. Oh, all right.
The identity of the deceased,
Who is your next witness,
Leandra Phillips.
and what she testified to?
The identity of the deceased, Christopher Thomas.
All right, and,
May I ask the relationship of Ms. Phillips?
Mother.
We would object on the grounds of that case.
all right, and Council, the way I read the case earlier, it basically said it's not the preferred method because, they're concerned, and I asked you whether you spoke to the witness and, concerned about her getting emotional on the stand. You said you did, correct?
Yes, sir, we talked about that, and then what I can also do to alleviate that is have them authenticate the USB and the drive, but not publish it until after they are off the stand.
And counsel also indicated he was objecting not so much that he was concerned about her being emotional, just the effect it would have on the jury, is the way I understand. Is that correct, counsel?
That's correct, sir.
And so he was saying that there's other witnesses available who can testify that do basically the same thing. And my recollection at sidebar, you said that you didn't have other, and you put in the words, credible witnesses that would be able to identify the deceased. Is that correct?
That are non-law enforcement, that's correct.
And that we would respectfully suggest that suggests that these two decedents knew nobody in this world except their family, which is hard to believe, and that in itself is not credible contention. The state's been investigating this case for 4 years. This trial is anticipated to last beyond the next few weeks, and we strenuously object to this process being engaged in dereliction or in violation of the case law, not a case. Many cases.
Yeah, I have to pull the case up that I found out of Supreme Court. I believe it was Rodriguez, is the case, State v. Rodriguez. I could be wrong, but that's my recollection. But that also indicated, as a general rule, it didn't say it can never happen, and it also talked about whether there are other credible witnesses that could basically testify to those issues that the alleged victim is dead, and when the elements are proved, the state has. So I'll find that case again and just see exactly what it says, but that was my recollection. The second thing was, I thought this was resolved by, you made a suggestion that you're going to stipulate to it, and so we tabled it. One, that was the understanding that I asked about having the stipulation. When would that be, and when would that happen? You indicated that after, I guess, the luncheon recess or something, that you had further conversation, and you were not inclined to enter the stipulation after discussing that with your client.
Yes, correct. Yes, that's correct. And here's the thing: I would think that if that the state would be for there to be a complete record, to be able to put on the record a good faith effort that it made to identify anybody on this planet that knows these two decedents other than their family, saying we spoke to two people and they declined or couldn't, wouldn't cut it. So I think the record would have to contain an itemization of their efforts before the court draws a conclusion that the only witnesses who would suffice are the ones that the case law discourages.
I'm looking at the case now, so.
Looking at the case law, I think they're almost done today. I really do like that he rules from the bench. He doesn't do it like Auntie Bev and goes back to her chambers to think about it. He looks at everything on the bench, so I do like that, especially if he's presiding this round too.
Just the citation of the other case, Your Honor. I don't need to read it into record. I'm sure the court has.
The one I'm reading is Rodriguez v. State, and it's cited at 919 Southern 2nd, 1252, and it's really just a short paragraph, very generic. but it basically says that's not the preferred method to identify, as long as there's non-related credible witnesses are available to testify as to the identity of the deceased.
And I believe it's the seminal case is Weltran v. State 402 Southern 2nd 1159. It's from 1981.
402?
Southern 2nd 1159.
I apologize. I gotta get out of this.
That's a seminal case, Your Honor, and I would just respect
402?
Southern 2nd 1159, Florida, 1981. And I would just, as a gatekeeper, Your Honor, if the rule is that a member of a victim's family should not identify a victim at trial where non-related credible witnesses are available to make such identification, I would assume the predicate for making such a determination would be identifying that non-related credible witnesses are indeed unavailable, which would require the states to document its efforts in obtaining them.
I believe that was already put on the record at sidebar as to those efforts that were made.
If that's what they wish to rest on, Your Honor, we would contend that it's insufficient. It was a declarative statement with no detail.
What's the judge gonna do here? Heard both arguments.
So in this case, though, that you're citing, it basically says, it's clear from the record that the brother's identification testimony was not of such a nature as to evoke the sympathy of the jury or to prejudice the defendant. Nor can we say that the brother's testimony was not necessary to establish the identity of the deceased beyond reasonable doubt. Here, the neutral witness referred to by the penalty were a fingerprint technician who testified that the prints from the victim's right hand matched the prints of Burkhalter on file with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. As a result, in April 1976,
That's an old case.
DWI arrested Burkhalter, a former member of the Castleberry Police Department who had arrested Burkhalter in 76 for DWI, and who identified Burkhalter from the 1976 mugshot taken at the time of the DWI arrest. Even though Welty was willing to stipulate to the identity of the victim, this did not prevent the state from presenting additional relevant evidence to prove identity beyond a reasonable doubt. We find the trial court did not reversibly err in permitting this testimony.
It's not precluded in instances where it's necessary and they can establish a necessary predicate. They can't do so. And we're also inviting error by taking the risk that that unfolds when the state has
Judge is
ample
not buying
resources
it.
and time to go and find a witness that's suitable and comports with proper protocol.
Anything else?
Okay.
This is my thought. I wasn't, as I indicated, I wasn't aware of the rule previously. I've tried many homicide cases, and 90% of the time it's stipulated to, although I have had people testify as to the identity. I'm not certain whether they're family members or not, so I don't want to take that lead. I wasn't familiar with the case, but the case seems clear. It's not the preferred method. Don't do it. They're objecting to it. So at this juncture, I haven't heard exactly what efforts were made. I don't know if there are any other witnesses, so we're just going to table it for now. I want to hear whether or not you can have another witness testify as to a non-related credible witness testify as to the identity of the two victims, Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so you have any other witnesses today?
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to adjourn now. How does this issue with the medical examiner, how's that going to play out?
We will address scheduling on that, moving around witnesses right now for tomorrow. So we will be plenty of witnesses for tomorrow. I'm still juggling people around to fill in some of those gaps.
Awesome. Anything else to discuss, council?
No.
Nothing, sir.
All right, just bring the jury in and I'm going to tell them we're done for the day. Joe, this is going to be the virtual defendant, the council, is just state attorney, ladies and gentlemen, jury. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be rather quick. My thought is that we're going to adjourn for the day. The next witness is going to be scheduled. There's a little issue that's come up, so the council is going to rearrange her witnesses, and she'll do that. We'll have a full day tomorrow. So we'll have a full day tomorrow, so we're going to adjourn a little early today. We'll see everybody back tomorrow at 9. Just remember the admonition, do not discuss the case, don't form any opinion about the case, don't allow anyone to discuss the case in your presence, and certainly no research about the case, all right? I understand it's wet out there, so stay dry.
right, guys. That does it for day 2. So we learned quite a bit, not that much. It was a pretty dull day. We did go on with cross-examination with Miss Curry. She was CSI, right? So we went with that. Some interesting things came up in that cross-examination. We learned about Mr. Francois, right? So for the jury, that's a new name. We talked about a letter that was addressed to him with different addresses. So that was interesting, right? Then comes witness number 5, Mr. Maycock. I believe he was a young brother that was a CO that took Melly's fingerprints. So that was interesting. Witness number 6, this was, she came in briefly. This is a woman who had talked about Melly's prints and authenticating the prints. So she did not stay on the stand for that long. Then we went to witness number 7, which is the Napoleon Dynamite looking man, right? We spent a majority of the day with him. He also comes from CSI as an investigator. This is Investigator Clark. So we talked about the autopsies. We looked at the car photos. We spent a lot of time looking at that. Cross-examination, we learned that the enterprise receipts also pointed to an individual named Mr. Francois, and that the incorrect vehicle was named on that. Witness number 8, the woman that we just watched, that was the blonde woman. Same thing that came up as well. Her testimony was very slow. It took a lot to get through that. But basically, we were looking at how many times she's changed her gloves, what's the proper protocol that they followed. That enterprise receipt came up again. So that was also interesting. Tomorrow looks like we have a full day. I'm not doing the full 7 hours, but we will probably slim it down to 2.5, 3. We're going to get through all of their witnesses. It looks like it's law enforcement. I did just breeze through it. I didn't listen, but I did see that first investigator that we had on day 1. I saw him back on the stand, and he had what looked like a makeshift red gun. So that's going to be interesting. This is Detective Bertrand. He's coming back tomorrow. So for us, I'm gonna start around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna breeze through it. This really helps me and my team develop shorter videos as we lead up to the Melly trial, create more awareness around it. There are gonna be a series of motions and hearings that could come up leading up to September 10th. But to get you guys all up to speed for this one, we wanted to watch the first trial again. I have not seen it, so this gives us a clear way to raise awareness, but also look at some of the legal challenges that are ahead with Melly's trial. This is day 2, 19 days altogether. We got 17 more to go. Before we go anywhere, let me read our super chats and then we'll pop on out of here. Shout out to D with the 2, says Tuesday's first trial stream with AV. Let's go. Yes, we are doing it. D comes back with another 2, says, does the state believe Melly is a Satan worshiper? I hope not. I certainly hope not. Mina popped in. Been with me for 10 months, showing her badge there. I did see her earlier saying that she's happy that we're doing a rewatch. Yeah, this is just faster. You guys know me and the team, we will put the chapters in. So if you want to revisit this, and this just kind of helps us create like a case encyclopedia. So if we're looking for something, we can go, back to day 3 and grab this testimony, or back to day 1, grab this testimony. It helps us in our editing backlog. So thank you for Mina being here. Happy that you've been with me for 10 months. Kelly been with me for 9, says, hey, Chatterhood and AV, lurking and supporting as always. Thank you, Kelly. Hope you're having a great Tuesday, great summer as well. D hits me with another 2, says, so the state believes Melly sacrificed his homies. That's the thing. Came up in opening argument on Friday when we watched. What is the motive? Why did he do this? That's the big question. That is the big question that will be revealed to new trial watchers, but many of you have seen this the first go around, know that it's been going on for like 6-7 years. They've against the advice of his lawyers, Melly wanted to delay it again. And they're like, listen, man. No, they wanted to delay it. He, I think, is ready to go and just go take it to trial, Deonra with the 2 says, show shell casings, GSR, pics, text, or something. That's what we were waiting for. It took a while, but we got there eventually. Raz Capone with the 5 says he looked guilty as hell on the thumbnail. I know, right? Melly makes some weird faces in court. Kelly Cal popped in with the 10, dropped 2 hearts. Thank you, Miss Kelly Cal. Hope you're doing great.
A Mad of Mine with the 5 says, if they lose this case with all that evidence, they should all be fired. Well, it didn't go good the first round, so we'll see what happens the second round. Scarlett pops in with the 5, says, AB in chat, I love y'all. We love you right back, Scar. Good to see you. For always, forever, for life has been with me for a year. I appreciate your time with me, sis. She says, yes, good idea, because I didn't follow this case. Yeah, so we're breezing through it. We're skipping through all the breaks, all the bullshit. We're just getting to the important parts. And then me and my team, just to kind of help this out for more people to understand what's going on, we're going to do our storytelling thing and go from there. Donna Adelson, we're doing videos on that all week. So we just dropped our last one. If you don't know about the Queen Pin Grandma, she's crazy. So lots of new people came in with us covering that one, like people I hadn't seen before. They were just like, wow, so happy you're covering this. So we are we're excited to cover both of these cases. These are summertime cases. Donna is going to court in her trial starts in less than 3-4 weeks. So we want to get through Melly's 19 days, and then I'll try to get to Charlie Adelson's case. This is Donna Adelson's son. He already got convicted for the hitman trial. So that one, I think we're going to try to breeze through it. If not, then I'll get through it on weekends. But yeah, it's going to be a jam-packed summer, y'all, full of trial watching, full of, the shorter videos that we do. It really helps people get informed as much as possible. And then, of course, we will bring our guests on. I'm still trying to nail down Brian Steele from the YSL case, but he has agreed. He's given me a firm yes. That is my next guest. I'm staying away from guests for a little bit, if you know what I'm talking about. So only lawyers moving forward, because sometimes you bet on people and then it turns out to be a dumpster fire. So we are not taking risks anymore. That being said, guys, I'm going to pop on out of here. Last announcement. I have 60 people from our shirt giveaway from the last trial. Those are the last people I have left on the list. So I'm going to work on that today. It's 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. So I have a ton of time to just knock that out and get it off the to-do list. But yeah. All right, my friends. Well, listen, stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. See you tomorrow.